Hello, this is WCBN Sports providing coverage of the upcoming football game of the Michigan Wolverines of the Big Ten versus the Washington Huskies of the Pac-12. It is maize out in Ann Arbor with 100,000+ fans covered in yellow here, packed into the big house under the lights. I'm Adam Bressler, joined by Andrew Miller. How are you doing tonight, Andrew?
I'm doing great, Bressler. I have not seen a big house like this in all my years of broadcasting for this station. The stadium is electric. The fans are incredulous. We are here on an important night in American history, and we are here to watch some football. And most of all, there are millions of great storylines tonight. Most of all is the Giles Jackson return game. Giles Jackson, who transferred from Michigan, is now returning to the big house for the first time since leaving. This is going to be a great game. I have a feeling.
Absolutely, and you mentioned a historic night. It is the 20th anniversary of those tragic September 11th attacks, and the big house in Michigan football had several commemorations before the game, and I believe at halftime they will also be extending that as well. With the Detroit Youth Choir singing God Bless America with a American flag stretching from end zone to end zone, 100+ yards unfurled across this hollowed stadium. But looking towards the football game, what are the keys for the Michigan Wolverines to come out of this big out-of-conference matchup?
The keys for the Michigan Wolverines is to get out there early, try to establish some tempo quick. Washington likes to play slow, but they have fast receivers. They want to basically run the run and shoot. Their defense is made to stop the run. Don't play into their strength. Play into your strength. Michigan has some good receivers, even though Ronnie Bell is out for the year. Michigan should really try to do a quick, their own speed and space thing. Try to keep it slow, and on top of that, move the ball fast. It's hard not to say, but traditional what-ifs about winning football games is playing good football, but it should work here.
Absolutely, and you mentioned Ronnie Bell. That loss was crucial for this Michigan team, critical, I might say, because he was the foundation of Michigan's offense in that first half.
Oh, he was not only a foundation, he was a leader. You could see it before the game. He went out to address the whole crowd. Going out good tonight.
Absolutely. It's terrible to lose him, but Michigan's offense looked electric last week. Something we had to, under Jim Harbaugh's reign, has been a question for this Michigan team. He was a quarterback guru in college, as a Michigan student, and then coaching, and in the NFL, and then coaching to the NFL as well. So it was a bit of a surprise, but this year, Michigan has not only one promising quarterback, but two.
No, you're correct there, Bressler. The old adage was always, wait till Harbaugh gets his quarterback. Well, that quarterback was supposed to be Dylan McCaffrey. Then that quarterback was supposed to be Joe Milton. And that quarterback was really supposed to be Brandon Peters. But now he's got Caden McNamara looking like a really good quarterback, and J.J. McCarthy looks special when he plays. I believe that it is possible for Jim Harbaugh to get it right. Michigan hasn't seen consistent and really good quarterback play since the days of Jake Rudock, believe it or not.
Yeah, and you mentioned how maxim is give the coach his quarterback that he wants. And Jim Harbaugh, some supporters, some defenders have said he has not quite had that chance yet. Even after a disappointing season last year, he got an extension. But if he could make work of this team with his guys, that extension will look very good. But if not, he likely will not see the end of it and possibly even leave early.
I don't know if that's true. I think that he might stay for a good amount of time. But the patience is wearing thin on the boosters, I have to imagine. But they have a lot of faith in Harbaugh. And this year is important because, as you saw earlier today, Ohio State lost to Oregon in a pretty embarrassing fashion. This is maybe the first time that Michigan is going to play Ohio State where they might just be better in talent-wise.
Possibly. I know it's so early to judge. Only 2 games for Ohio State, 1 for Michigan in the books. But We have one Big Ten Pac-12 conference, or Pac-12 conference coming up. Second one happened earlier today in Columbus. But it does show some promise maybe for Michigan fans who my whole lifetime I've seen the Buckeyes be incredibly dominant. And it's been exactly a decade since Michigan was last able to beat Ohio State. They've had some close calls, don't get me wrong, but this could be the year.
100%. For the entire Ryan Day tenure and like the last 3 years of the Urban Meyer tenure, Ohio State was routinely, if not always, in the top 3 in talent in the country. It wasn't even close. It was Clemson, Alabama, and Ohio State, and then LSU came in 1 year. It really was. And now it doesn't seem like Ohio State is the elite of the elite anymore.
Yep, and the coin toss is taking place, and Michigan just won it, Washington called heads, and it was tails. So Michigan deferred and will receive in the second half, and Washington will start with possession on this evening game under the lights at the Big House.
No, it's shaping up to be like, look, if you can probably hear the crowd right now. It is going insane for the pregame. Michigan this is one of maybe the most electric atmosphere I've ever experienced at Michigan. I was here during the rain game against Notre Dame. The fans are going nuts during that game.
Yeah, and this will be Michigan's 10th game under the lights.
All time?
All time, yeah. People don't realize this, but
it's new.
The lights are relatively new. The first one was only, obviously, 10 years ago, and they've had one since. The first game was against Notre Dame with Denard
Yes,
Robinson.
it was the Notre Dame. Then it was, I believe, it was Notre Dame. That was the time where they had the pass, like the big Hail Mary pass, and won the game. I remember this game. And then the next one, I believe, was Michigan State. I believe that might have been trouble with the snap. No, the trouble with the snap was 2 years later.
Yeah, Michigan has a pretty great record at home. They are 7-3 going into this one. Hope to extend to 8-3. And on the season career series, historic series against the Huskies, Michigan has played them 13 times, most recently in 2002. At home in the Big House, it is Michigan with the lead, 3-1. And the kick is up, and it sails beyond the end zone, just an absolute leg of the kick. To lead us off, and that'll send the Michigan defense on the field.
All right, here we go. The big game under the lights. Michigan with their new uniforms on too. They look pretty snazzy out there in their all blues.
Yeah, very clean. I know it is maize out in the stands, so the blue helps the players pop, and then. On the field, I'm sure those watching on ABC, this is a nationally televised game. We'll probably see that playing against the Huskies in white tonight.
Smile, you're on camera, Maize and Blue fans.
And they line up with quarterback Richard Newton, or Dylan Morris under center, and then running back Richard Newton in the backfield. And already we got a flag.
Whoa!
The stands are already getting to this Washington Huskies offense. With that, we have a false start, delay a game, and it'll be a 5-yard penalty, sending them back to the 20-yard line without a snap of offense even being played.
I'll tell you what, the clock from up here, I couldn't even tell what the clock was, and I'm looking directly at the play clock.
Exactly. Man in motion going to the right side. It's going to be a handoff up the middle and stuffed by Michigan's defense right there. Josh Ross out of nowhere got a hand on the running back, and that'll be a loss of about 3.
Wasn't even that good of a break. The defender just got behind the line. He was a one slippery guy. The blockers were doing their job. The defender just got right through the gap.
Yeah, Josh Ross is, him and Dax Hill are probably the two best, and maybe Hutchinson too on defense. Josh Ross is a 5th-year student. He elected to come back late this April, I suppose. Man in motion for Washington. And another handoff play, finding a gap, and Michigan can't get him down, finally does, but that'll be a gain of about 10. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Washington Huskies.
Good run up there. Got slipped off, and then once he was there, he had some space. That could have been a touchdown if one tackle was missed out there.
Richard Newton broke through the line, and it looked like he could have some space. Michigan's secondary finally made the stop, and it's going to be a 3rd and 5, so not unreasonable, especially from a 2nd and 17. That was a pretty big play for the Huskies. In formation, one man in the backfield. Steps back for a pass, shoots to the right side, incomplete, and Michigan will likely take over as the offense leaves the field, special teams comes on.
No, the fans are loving it. Michigan's playing really good coverage out there. Just got the guy to make the wrong throw.
Exactly. And that was intended for Washington receiver number 12, Jalen Polk. And with that, the fans are really loud. It's been over 2 years, not quite over, a little bit under 2 years since the last night game here at the Big House. Punt is up. Michigan signals under it, and it bounces, unable to reel it in.
Eventually does, though, on the weird bounce.
Exactly, and finally bringing it in. Michigan will take it at the 7-yard line, 12-yard line.
All right, it's time for Michigan to get going. They made a big stand with the first 3 and out, and this crowd is ready for the Wolverines to get down there.
Exactly, and Michigan's offense comes to the field for the first time of the evening. They have a long field ahead of them, 88 yards until the end zone. But Michigan's offense has Cade McNamara at the helm. That has been a point of intrigue all offseason. Snap and a couple whistles and some flags. Let's see what the Zebras have to say about this one. Fans do not seem to like that, and I believe they're backing it up. It will be a false start. That is on Michigan number 65, I believe.
It's hard for Wolverines to fight Huskies when Zebras are also involved.
I know. We got a zoological matchup. And with that, Michigan will have the ball at their 7. Replay of first down, 1st and 15. Motion in the backfield, snap, and we got a handoff. Up the middle is Haskins, and he is quickly taken down.
Makes a good run, gets into like a manageable 2nd and 8. Trying to make it a 2-play game. Again, Michigan does not like to go real deep in their throws, especially with McNamara. So they're probably going to be they're going to be 2-playing it here, I imagine.
Yeah, Michigan's offense was a point of pride, I suppose, last week against Western. But the question is that a function of Western Michigan's defense? They are not Power 5, unlike Washington, so that's something to keep an eye on this game. Man in motion, snap. We got another handoff. And he has room to run outside the line, keeps going, he'll get the first down.
What a move!
Haskins showing his stardom there. Looks like he would have been caught up at the line, but he makes a sidestep over on the right side of the line and gets the first down, and Michigan moving the chains for the first time tonight.
Do not underestimate the block that the Michigan Wolverines had. They were able to keep the Huskies' edge from really breaking free. He had the move to make the side cut, otherwise there was nowhere to go.
Exactly, and Michigan with a 1st and 10 now. One wide receiver on each side, and man in motion. Another handoff to Haskins. He is quickly stuffed for a gain of about 3.
Oh, that's a little bit more than 3, sir.
Pardon me, that was Corum with the ball up the middle.
Corum was a star last week.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what he does tonight.
Michigan's running back room has been a point of pride, even with the loss of Charbonnet.
No, and you still got Walker coming in, Brian Edwards, coming in very soon.
Yep, and we have 2 people in the backfield, both Corum and Haskins. So something to keep an eye on. Steps back for a pass, shovel pass. It's going to be a loss for about 3, so it's back to 3rd and 10. That pass was given to Corum once again.
Not what you want to see there, obviously, if you're the Michigan Wolverines, trying to do a basic running version of the mountain swing.
Yeah.
Just
it's
not.
going to be 3rd and 8, so not quite as bad of a loss as I initially thought, but that's a long 3rd and 8.
Yeah.
Michigan, 1 man in the backfield, 2 on the right, 2 on the left, and pulling up is McNamara. And clock is winding down, 8 seconds. He'll have to get this off quickly. 4, 3, 2, finally hikes it, steps back in the pocket, looks down the left side, deep, incomplete, intended for Michigan wide receiver Roman Wilson, who was unable to haul it in.
Just underthrown there. It looks like he tried to he was a little too hesitant to throw all his gas. He needs to get a little stronger on that throw. Granted, I'm not a quarterback, but he tried to arc it just a little too much, and he just doesn't have the arm strength to get it all the way there. He had to throw it a little harder.
Absolutely, and Michigan's punt team is going to come on the field. So both drives for both teams ended in a, I guess Michigan got a first down, but beyond that it's a 3 and out. As Michigan is looking to pin the Huskies deep inside their own territory. Punt is up, doesn't have much leg, goes about to the 30. Washington has a man under it and just hangs on to it, called a fair catch. Number 22, Cameron Davis. And with that, the offense comes out to the field.
Interesting yet, no Giles Jackson out there for the Huskies. Haven't seen him on one play yet.
Absolutely. That is something to keep an eye on from this perspective, the Michigan v. Washington. And with that, we have a media timeout, I believe. As we mentioned, this is on ABC, nationally broadcast. I'm sure the executives at Walt Disney Company were probably a little bit annoyed with this matchup, considering how Washington came into this game. It was expected to be a matchup between a blue blood and a ranked team, and Washington was unable to hold up their end of the bargain.
This is true, but I imagine that ESPN is getting a lot of play out of the fact that Ohio State lost earlier. So I imagine all the Michigan viewers that are all around the world are super excited to watch their team possibly have a leg up over the Buckeyes.
Yeah, and Michigan with a win actually today would be ahead of the Buckeyes. First time that has happened in quite a while. I can't even think of the last time Michigan had a better record than the Buckeyes. And with that, the media timeout is winding down. We have Steve Hutchinson on the field, Pro Football Hall of Famer. That's tonight's VIP.
No, good to see him here. You can tell he loves it. Like, good on him for losing all that weight post-playing.
Yes, exactly. And with that, what does Michigan's defense need to do coming off of that first drive?
I wouldn't make any adjustments. They're not sending a lot of pressure right now, which is really good because Michigan seems to be able to doing fine just by what they're getting through right now. At the end of the day, the game is young. You don't know exactly what's going on, but Michigan seems to be able to get some real pressure early.
Exactly, and that is key for Michigan's defense. Some questions about their secondary this season, but their line and their linebackers are nothing short of phenomenal. Dax Hill is obviously the free safety who they have, but outside of that, there are some questions with some of the defensive backs.
Yes. Yes, it's always been a big question for the Michigan Wolverines has been just the speed of their cornerbacks. They haven't really had a real star corner since Jabril Peppers, and Jabril Peppers wasn't even really a corner.
Yes, exactly. And the fans are super loud as this media timeout comes to a close, and Washington is huddling up, preparing for their second drive on offense. They will begin at the 26-yard line, so 1 yard more than they started their first drive. With that, a quick play, handoff, and Michigan with another stuff, maybe a gain of 2 or 3 with the handoff to Newton.
Love to see it if you're a Michigan fan, just getting on it.
Flag on the field.
Wow.
Let's see who it's on, a bit of a scuffle.
I mean, it looks like it's on Washington. Michigan fans are clapping.
Yeah, and Washington seems to recognize it too. They take quite a few steps back after that play, so despite getting a gain of 2, it's going to actually put them negative on the drive after that penalty.
It could be after the play, so it could be still a loss of downs.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they call. We saw a little bit of a scuffle, but up from the skybox where me and Miller are located, we could not quite see it. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense after the play, so I believe it'll be 2nd and 18. Number 77 on the offense, which is Julius Bulow, the offensive lineman. And with that, Michigan, it'll be 2nd and 22 as that is a huge penalty.
The fans are loving it.
No doubt about it. And with that, it took a 2-yard gain into quite a bit of a loss. And under center, we have Morris, snaps it, fakes a handoff, drops back, slight pass to the tight end, Aten. He will be almost taken down and finally pushed out of bounds on the right side of the field.
Great.
Josh Ross had to come in and stop that with some help as well. But that will be a 3rd and 10.
Michigan completely bit on the play action. Everyone was across the other side of the field and had all the room for the blockers.
Absolutely. And another critical play for the Wolverines, trying to get a second straight 3rd and out. 3 receivers on the left side of the field. Official running on, calling timeout by Washington. I'm curious to see what they saw.
I imagine it was the stop.
That is interesting.
I think it was an organization
so early
thing.
In the game, 9 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in the first. Already burning a timeout. That is not a good sign.
I imagine it was an organizational thing, but you will never be able to explain to me how 5 yards is more important than a timeout. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. I guess with the momentum, you don't want to give those
What
extra.
momentum?
They just got that big play, which is their biggest of the game so far, with that pass to the tight end, Cade Aden. He will likely be in the NFL draft, I imagine, in a couple of seasons, whether it's this season or next season, at tight ends. And once again, another media timeout, so we have 3 minutes to wait. And we have, I believe, one of the Rose Bowl teams is down on the field. Michigan lost today.
Look at those color schemes, man.
Yeah. Oh, and they're highlighting this team. It was against the Huskies in that game, and Michigan ended up winning 23-6. And Bo Schembechler got his first bowl of his career, and that is the 1981 Rose Bowl. So I pinned it pretty spot on with that timing.
Yeah, look at all those happy old middle-aged people.
Yeah, always great to have some alumni back on the field. Couldn't have choose a better night, too. I cannot describe how perfect this is.
No, this is a great atmosphere.
Under the lights and everything.
The third deck is going nuts.
Absolutely, and the fans and the student section is as loud and rowdy as ever. It is really nice after a year of coronavirus and pandemic to see this stadium filled at capacity, 100,000+ fans. I am curious to see what the posted attendance is. Very unlikely they will break their 100,000 fan streak. Last time they had under 100,000 fans, under 6 digits, was 1995.
Not for this game. There's no way.
No way. Yeah, I would be very doubtful.
You want to take a second and count?
I would be here all day. I would be here all night. The fans would start streaming out before I finish. And with that, the media timeout is almost at a close. This was a taken timeout, however, by Washington, as they come to the field with a 3rd and 10. Huge play, looking for their first down. The Huskies trying to get some momentum after that 3 and out to begin the game. And the crowd is loud and rowdy as ever. Pretty great job with the maize out, too. It's a sea of maize with a couple kernels of purple in there for the Washington Huskies. But outside of 2 or 3 dedicated sections, it's mostly Michigan fans here. Like you see a couple purple t-shirts scattered all around. But with that, crowd gets loud. Snap, drops back as the quarterback pressure. Fakes a pass, fakes another one. He's being taken down. Perfect coverage, and Michigan gets a sack.
You could see him. The play was designed to get to the guy in the post, but the post wasn't there because of the safeties correctly read it and had the guys covered. The quarterback tried to double up and buy some time. He had it but the guys were not open.
Yeah. Upshaw, the defensive end, got the hands and brought down Dylan Morris. And with that, they will have to punt for the second time. That was a loss of 4 yards in that punt. Michigan's secondary just could not find, would not let any man get open. Okay, and the punt is up. This one a very low kick, but had some leg to it. Under it is Michigan going for a run.
Oh, wow.
Gets 10 yards and is brought down. Who was that? Was that number 35, Luke Buckman, who brought that to Michigan's, Washington's 45. So still in opponent's territory, but just barely. And with that, Michigan coming out for their second drive, looking to get more points on the board than they did at first. However, Michigan back with the same lineup we saw in the first drive. No changes at quarterback quite yet, with Cade back in the pocket. Hutch the ball, hands it off to Haskins. He breaks through the line for 10 beyond the first down, and he'll be taken down at the 38 as Dwayne Haskins shows off his legs. Or, excuse me, Hassan Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins.
I know. Had some American football, Washington football team on my mind. Pardon me for that. He's even faster than Dwayne Haskins, so.
Yeah, that's a low bar there, Bressler.
Yeah, he's now in Pittsburgh, is that right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I doubt he'll play ever again. 1st and 10 for Michigan. Looking to keep it moving. Man in motion onto the left side. Screen pass, and it's dropped, and I believe they will call it incomplete. Just to be safe, Corum dove on it.
Another mountain swing.
It was a fumble. Let's see what they call it. Incomplete passes are rolling on the field.
Yeah, that's what they called it.
It was a screen. These screens are not working. It's the second time today. First one was a loss of 5. Second one was probably preferable that he dropped it because he would have been taken down for a very similar result. As Michigan comes out 2nd and 10, number 84 comes onto the backfield, Sam Strouch, and Hassan Haskins now in the backfield as Michigan snaps it for 2nd and 10. Handoff to Haskins up on the left side. Got some contact for a gain of about 4.5 as he continues to move down the field.
Hassan has been playing great. Who would have thought that the run game would have been the strength of the Michigan Wolverines today?
This brings him up to 36 yards already on 4 attempts. Averaging 9 per carry.
It'd be interesting to see if Harbaugh two-putts it here because they're not quite in field goal range yet.
Yeah, they're on the 34, so it is
right around there, like right at there.
Yep, no one in the backfield right now, so it's very likely man in motion coming onto the left side is Corum. Tough coverage, gets it off, unable to haul it in, and Michigan will go to 4th down, intended for Eric All, the tight end, and that is a critical drop, because that might have gotten them a first down, and if not, possibly would have brought it closer.
That would have gotten them a third down. I mean, that's just a
first down.
A first down. No, that's a scared throw right there by Cade McNamara.
He had a man right on him. He had to get it off quick, and they are going for the kick. This will be very long. They are on the 36, so that will be, or 34, excuse me. It is up. Boot, it looks good from here, and it's good. Clears the uprights. Michigan takes the first lead of the game as Jake Moody showing off that leg.
Oh, wow. That could have gone in. That could have broken Quinn Nordin's record, I'll tell you that much.
I don't know. Quinn's, he had 60, is that right?
62, I believe, is what it was.
We were calling that game,
yes,
weren't
it
we?
was.
That was
I remember
against
that game.
Alabama. Same broadcast crew you have here. We were down in Florida, though, over New Year's. So
Orlando, right in sunny Orlando, Florida.
And he got that play. Michigan fans will remember this. Right before halftime, Michigan actually went into the locker room with the lead. Unfortunately, all downhill from there. But that was one of the highlights of the past few years of my broadcast career.
Well, you got a lot more to look forward to, Bressler.
Yeah, having the opportunity to call that. But regardless, Michigan takes a 3-0 lead. Obviously, Coach Harbaugh would have preferred a touchdown, but he is not going to be picky tonight. Just chipping away at this Washington defense, the defense actually held up decently well last week, but their offense just unable to close. Did not get a single touchdown last week. And with that, another media timeout. We will be having plenty of those and an extended halftime show to commemorate the September 11th attacks 20 years ago today, as Michigan had some pregame commemorations and halftime commemorations to come. We got the student section on their feet. Still no build attendance. I think they might have to wait till after the first quarter when that comes out. But Michigan's defense will return to the field, and they have looked phenomenal. 2 3-and-outs, including big stops on third down in each one.
Oh, most definitely. They've looked really good, really dominant, and what's most impressive is that they've given up a big play on second down both times, but they've recovered immediately and not let the pass play get them.
Yes, Washington's passing is 1 for 2. Morris has for 12 yards, so I guess under that look it's pretty great. But the rushing game is not as good as it looks, not as good as I'm sure Washington would hope. 4 attempts for a total of 8 yards. And Washington's receiving only 1 positive reception of the game.
No, it's not been a great passing game, but Michigan's defense has been the story of the game.
Absolutely. And Michigan, one storyline has been the new coordinators that have come in. Don Brown has left the team. That is one of the things.
You can tell by the number of people who are sent to the quarterback today.
You are correct. But Michigan's, that is something another one of Harbaugh's defenders have been quick to brought up. He has a new set of coordinators this season, and that plus his own quarterbacks might be what the difference maker to get this team into the Big Ten championship game.
You hope.
At this point, they control their own destiny
with
Ohio State.
At this point.
And the kickoff is up. Another boot by Moody. He just has such a bomb. This one clears the end zone as well. 2 kickoffs, both went well beyond the end zone. And Washington will take the ball at the 25.
All right, let's see if Washington can get past the 35-yard line today.
Yes, they have yet to do so. Let's see if they could get a first down. They have yet to do that too. And what do they need to change?
I don't
know. Their run game isn't going to work against Michigan. Michigan's front line just so strong.
It's hard to tell what they actually have to do because they're just Michigan's just playing really good defense. It's hard to like really make adjustments when the team's playing good.
I suppose, but this isn't working regardless.
It's been 2 drives.
Drop back and a handoff.
Wow.
And Michigan is so quick. Gain of nothing, possibly even a loss of a yard. Got a hand on him 2 yards back and fell back for
right there, but that was a corner blitz, and the guys were right there, and no one was able to pick it up. They diagnosed the run play so quickly, and they were there as soon as the ball was snapped.
Yep, and Colson was the one who had the first touch on that. Big play for the Wolverines. 2nd and 10 for Washington. Newton in the backfield for the Huskies. Some movement in Michigan's secondary, but they settled down. Snapped, and it's another handoff. Michigan gets press on him and gain of maybe 1 or 2.
Wow.
3rd and long once again. We've seen this many times. That is Aiden Hutchinson getting the, I don't believe it was a sack, but getting the tackle right there.
I mean, just no push by the Washington line. They're trying, but they're not getting the push they need.
Aiden Hutchinson, I know how much you follow drafts. I don't know if you've been looking at this upcoming slate.
He looks good. I don't know if he's a first-round elite prospect, but he could find his way to the end of the first round. Similar to, he's a little bit more twitchier than Chase was back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And Michigan on a big 3rd and 8. Drops back in the pocket. Incomplete to no one. That might even be intentional grounding possibly.
He was out. I think he was outside the pocket, sir.
That was, I guess if I had to say it was intended to, was Terrell Bynum. But even that was 20 yards over his head. And 3rd straight 3rd and out. Michigan's defense is looking prolific.
No, he clearly threw that away, just trying to get out of the play, not trying to make a negative play.
I guess, but what's the difference at this
interception?
point? An interception, I suppose, but a sack wouldn't be much big of a difference now. A loss of 5 yards when you're
punting. Inside the 30, it can be a huge difference.
I suppose. Punt is back in the air. This goes barely any yards. Goes like 20 and barely goes out of bounds.
Imagine that's 7 more yards out. It's the opposite side of the field.
I guess. That'll go for 25 yards. A squib of a punt. And Michigan getting, once again, very great field position to start the drive. Going right on the 40 is where they place it. And with that, 5:43 left in this first quarter here at Michigan Stadium. 1st and 10 for the Wolverines, starting another drive as they lead 3-0 over the Huskies. Once again, we have Cade McNamara in the backfield under center, and Hassan Haskins right behind him. They have relied on Haskins to great success. Haskins goes out, drops back, throw to Haskins on the left side.
Once again.
Gain of nothing. These screen passes are not going to go anywhere against this Washington defense. The run game has been very successful, but the passing has just been atrocious for the Wolverines so far. And 2 for 5 with a loss of 4 yards total. And 3 of those attempts for screens.
Speed and space.
I suppose so. The run game needs to bring it up. This time we get a handoff to Haskins. Gets the outside man. Going for 7, and he'll be down for the 3rd and short. 3rd and 2. Haskins just keeps moving down the field. He has been the bright spot of this game. I guess with Ronnie Bell out, he is taking the mantle of the electric offensive player. Handoff up Haskins up the middle, and he'll get the first down.
They might never pass again.
Maybe not. That's a shame considering the 2 quarterbacks they have. But I believe was McNamara, did he have the best rating on Pro Football Focus?
Something like that.
That is very impressive. A lot of credit goes to Ronnie Bell, so without him it is a bit tougher. But we haven't seen many deep passes from him.
No, we have not.
Last game we saw that booming pass for 40-plus yards for a touchdown, but nothing so far this game. It's been screens and maybe 5-yard dump-offs. Snaps and fakes a handoff in the pocket as McNamara Can't find a man.
And
let's see, I believe that's incomplete. Washington's defense was jumping on it as if it's a fumble, and they'll say it's incomplete.
What was Cade looking for? He had a guy open deep.
Yeah.
He wasn't even looking. He had his tight end completely open. That's a touchdown if he saw it.
I know. That is one of those skills that you need to build up as a player, as a younger, more inexperienced quarterback, is building up those skills. It's easier in high school and some of the lower levels to just have a man and stick with it. You need to have a wider vision in college, especially D1, especially Power 5. 7 seconds on the play clock. Gonna have to get something off quick. 3, 2, 1, and hiked. And that'll be a delay of game, just barely. I saw that coming. I'm sure all 100,000+ fans saw that coming.
The boos
That is a sloppy play. It's going to be 10th and 5.
Yeah, it's not a good look for the quarterback.
Okay, it's not a delay of game. They call it a false start. So related offense, but it was coming down to the wire, so I don't blame whoever jumped.
Yeah.
Michigan's back to their own side of the field at the 47, so that brings them across. 2nd and 15, gonna be huge. One man in the backfield, we got Blake Corum. 2 on the left side, out wide. Let's see if Michigan is looking for something, pointing at one of the linebackers. It's a front line, seeing if he's gonna rush. Steps back in the pocket, throw across the middle, and it's dropped once again.
Was it tipped to the line? I would like to see that.
Yeah, we are, couldn't tell from up here whether that's tipped, but that is number 86 intended receiver who was unable to haul it in. Not even tipped from the replay. Luke Shoemaker, the tight end, just unable to bring it in. And it's a 3rd and 15, but that's been about it. Steps back in the pocket, finds a man 15 yards down.
Oh, whoa!
Down the sideline for a first down and then some. Speed in space, goes down at the 20. Is Cornelius Johnson. That is the biggest play of the game so far for either team.
Watch the replay, because you're going to see Cornelius Johnson make a really big adjustment on the screen. That should not. Oh, wow. Great stutter stop. It might have been a called button hook. I don't know. That looks planned.
It did, and a great pass from Cade. This is what happens when he throws deep. Handoff this time, and that's not going anywhere for Corum. Gain of 1 or 2, and got a dog pile on the field. Everyone comes up okay. Substitution coming in, we got number 53, Trente Jones, coming into the line. And with that 3:50, 2nd and 8, Michigan on their own 20-yard line, barking at the door of the end zone. Interesting that this first half, they are headed towards the student section too. Interesting choice. Snapped and a handoff to Corum. That's not going anywhere. Goes for another gain of 2 or 3. And Blake Corum, he's great at getting these 2 or 3 yard gains, but can't find the space that Haskins has proved to do so.
It's not the same blocking, it just seems. I think it's just more luck than anything.
You think so? I think it has to do with maybe the type of play they each call.
That too.
For Corum, it's straight up the middle, maybe up one of the gaps. However, Haskins going on the outside, and that has been very fruitful for the Wolverines, especially with player of Haskins' speed.
Yeah.
And with that, it's 3rd and 6. Michigan safely in field goal range, especially with Moody's long leg, hopefully. Hand off to Corum, and this space to the 5, to the 3. Tackled at the 1 yard line. Michigan barking on the door of the end zone.
Guard road graded his way to that hole. That's one of the biggest holes.
Michigan
great cross
looking
block.
for the first touchdown of this game by either team as they are on the 2 yard line, 1st and goal. And straight under center. It's a handoff to Haskins out the outside, and he's brought down.
Lucky to get back to where he was.
Yeah, Washington was all over that.
They were running the power formation. Everyone knew where the ball was going, and just Michigan wasn't able to hold up on it.
Absolutely. And this crowd is still very loud, but student section would love to see a touchdown with 1:58 remaining in this first quarter. Michigan up 3-0 against the Huskies. 8:52 under the lights on this nationally broadcast game. Thank you for tuning in with us instead of ABC tonight. Under gun, snapped, rolls out to the right side, throws it deep, well overthrown, intended for number 84.
Interesting call by Cade.
Yeah.
I think he had some room to run if he really wanted to get it in there.
You believe so? Yeah.
I think so. I don't know. Maybe it looked tight. Like they covered it very well. But I think Cade, if he really wanted to, no, I don't.
That's the type of play call where you would have wished you had Ronnie Bell.
I believe so.
He could have found some space in the corner.
I don't think the first or second read was open there.
Yeah, absolutely. So 3rd and 2, Michigan trying to punch it in. Straight under center is McNamara. Goes, and it's just a QB blitz. Let's see if they get in. No, he'll be stopped.
You got to go for it
on
here.
The half-yard line.
Your defense has been spectacular. They're on the 1-yard line. Yeah. You go for it. They want it. Michigan fans want it. The players probably want it. Harbaugh needs to go for it.
Who do you give it to? Do you another QB sneak? Did you
no,
maybe
you don't
hand it off?
You just power it up and get up. You just power it up to your fullback and get in there.
Interesting. They're keeping the offense on the field. 4th and inches for goal line stand. Let's see if Washington can pull it off. This would be critical for the under center. And powers through. Let's see what the call is.
Oh, no.
Big dog pile. They're saying not enough.
Wow.
Washington will take over on downs on their inch-yard line. That is awfully close. I wonder if a challenge will be called. Haskins was with the ball, unable to power through that line. Okay, ruling on the field it was short. They will review it, however.
I can't get a look. It's a dog pile. I don't think they're going to be able to get any sort of look on it.
Yeah, first down, assuming it stands, first down for the Huskies. However, they will be pinned literally at the 1-inch yard line. That is a critical blow for the Wolverines. But getting 1st and goal on the 2, that is just heartbreaking. Going to bite them in the back to not get any points off of that drive. You'd love to see the aggression, and I'm sure the pundits would have eaten Harbaugh alive if they would have elected to kick there. But when you do go for it, you gotta punch it in. Got to finish the drive.
Those are the games. If you want to be an elite program, you need to make those plays.
Okay, ruling on the field is under further review now. So a bit of a break at the moment. They bring the portable TV camera on the field. I wonder if they'll show the replay on the Jumbotron. They are. So it's a handoff up the middle. It's the dog pile. You just can't see. If he does get in, it would have had to been a reach. But I hate to be a prognosticator, pundit here, but I don't think it went in from my perception of that replay. Normally, when it does go in, jump over the line is what it looks like. It might actually go in from this angle I'm seeing on ABC up in the booth. The angle on the Jumbotron was a little bit more inconclusive. They are bringing it frame by frame with Haskins' leap. It looks like Superman flying over that offensive and defensive line. They got the circled, the yellow tape. Let's see. I think that might be it. You can see the ball possibly break the plane. It's just really close, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just go with the play stands as called. I don't think it's conclusive enough to overturn. You got referee saying, after review, the ruling on the field stands as called. First down, Washington on the 1-inch line. Huge goal line stand for the Huskies. They're down only 3 rather than 9 or 10 points potentially. But the fans get loud, possibly in safety territory, as much as we have seen this, Michigan front line and defense really put the stop on them. Okay, Morris under center, not even in shotgun. Be a safety, they're gonna say.
No, he's just short. He made it back.
Forward Podcrest made him back to the half-yard line. So even though he was pushed back into the end zone, they're not going to call it a safety. However, they're not quite at better position. So maybe another safety. It's going to be 2nd and 10 still. Tackled by a handful of, tackled by Hill Green, Nicole Hill Green. And 2nd and 10 in the shotgun, looking for a pass here, throws it to nobody. That went into the 4th yard of the stadium. Is that intentional grounding? Maybe it was slightly out of the pocket, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see what they call it. That went into the 5th yard of the stands. He was close to the edge of the pocket, so you never know. However, it is
that went into the stands.
Flag on the defense.
Roughing the passer.
That is.
What a break.
Oh, wow. Huge break. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down. I want to see that replay. That was close. I could see it. I know the fans are going to boo, but they boo for anything here. But that was not the most. That was not the most egregious call, but also not the most egregious roughing the passer either. So with that, brings it to the 16-yard line, 1st and 10. Incredible break for the Huskies as they trail with 9 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Going to be a sweep on the other side. He is taken for a loss, a big. Wowee.
Was that Giles?
Couldn't quite catch the number there. Giles Jackson, you are right.
That was Giles. I'm sure that was very nice from the Michigan Wolverines out there.
Yes, it was. That is his first substantial play. Kind of a sweep, a handoff jet sweep right there. Pitch back, flea flicker almost. And with that, it is going to be the end of the first quarter. The teams are switching sides, going to the sideline as Michigan leads 3-0 after 15 minutes.
No, good good quarter of football, but Michigan needs to get a little bit better on offense if they're going to do anything.
They sure do. Thank you to all of our listeners tuning in on this production of Michigan football by WCBN Sports Radio. We're so glad to be back in the Big House covering every game this season, home and away. So tune in for that. Next week is a noon game against Northern Illinois. I believe they are also the Huskies. So they have 2 straight weeks against the Huskies. Go figure. But do you think I hate to be premature, but is there a chance Michigan could go into that game ranked?
Which this
next week?
If they win, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You think so?
There's going to be if they win convincingly today, 100%. The problem is they're not winning convincingly right now. They're only winning. They're only dominating the game. The scoreboard. The rankings don't look highly on 3 scores against unranked teams.
I guess, but also they should look highly on this defense, who has yet to give up a first down. I guess only first down has been on a penalty.
Perhaps.
I know they're kind of superficial, the ratings board, on offensive stats and power plays and ESPN web gyms and highlights. So we might not see as many of those. But maybe a convincing win if they could run up the score or maybe keep a shutout. That could be what does it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what does it. If they don't score points, I'm sure I'll look good. Here comes the Palms team.
Yep. And so it's 2nd and 14. That play right before the end of the quarter went nowhere with Giles Jackson, some bad blood, I suppose, between him and Michigan. But this game was supposed to be part of a 2-game series. The first one was supposed to be last year in Seattle. I am very disappointed they canceled that. Both the Pac-12 and Big Ten canceled all out-of-conference matchups due to
Yes,
COVID.
I know.
They were the most stringent between all the conferences.
We almost went to that game, I believe.
Yeah, we would have totally broadcasted at WCBN. I don't know whether me or you would have done it, but probably you as a senior last year would have had more priority.
I would have made sure that Bressler had gone with me, I'll tell you that much.
That would have been a lot of fun. I've heard that stadium in Seattle is one of the wildest college football environments in the country. I heard like the construction is made to amplify the noise.
Really?
And that's one of the things about the big house. It's historic. It's a huge bowl, but it is designed quite the opposite to alleviate the noise, let it escape.
Well, this many fans got loud.
Yeah, it's just the sheer numbers are tough to deny, but unlike Washington where the grandstands kind of trap the noise, not quite the same thing here in Ann Arbor. And with that, 18 seconds remaining in this in-between quarter of intermission, the Wolverines lead 3-0 as we go into another 15 minutes of football here at the Big House, Mays Out Stadium. Fans are still in the crowd. I'm curious to see how many are going to leave a little bit early tonight, considering it's a late game, depending on how close it is too. But unfortunately or fortunately, the student sections have a tendency to leave early.
I don't know. This game might be different.
Washington switched sides as another pitch into the backfield, a gain of 2 or 3, and finally brought it down by Michigan's Nikai Hill Green, excuse me.
As much of a track meet to the side as you possibly can get, and Washington can only get 3 yards off of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's 3rd and 10 now, so they're back where they started. Still a 3rd and long. They have yet to get a first down on their own accord. The only one was on that roughing the passer penalty. And with that, 3 men on the outside for Washington. Try to get that passing game going potentially. I haven't seen much. Steps back in the pocket and whistles on the play.
I imagine that's a false start. That's coming 5 yards back.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Dylan Morris still getting these plays, and false start. And it'll put the team even further back, the Washington Huskies, 3rd and 15.
%.
If they didn't have 3rd and long already, it made it 3rd and longer right there.
Now, Washington has yet to cross midfield so far this game. They need to get something going.
Yes, absolutely. Dylan Morris just trying to make anything happen here to get their first down. Throw completed. It's going to be close whether he got the yard to gain, and he did. First down for the Huskies. That was down the side to Taj Davis, the wide-out receiver.
Just enough space.
Barely enough yards. He was taken down right at the yard to gain by Rod Moore. And quick play, handoff right there. Gain of maybe 1 or 2 as Richard Newton takes it up the right side of the line.
There you go.
Going to be 2nd and 7. Okay, number 77 on the offense has to sit out a play. That is Julius Bulow due to his helmet coming off. And he's being carried off the field. That is not a good sign for the Huskies. He is still on the ground.
Oh, wow,
too,
yeah, that's
and they got the
that's not good. That's not
trainers
good. Wow.
coming out, and both teams are going back to the sidelines, so they recognize it might be a little bit.
Yeah.
And media elected to take a timeout too, so
Smart
it will
call.
definitely be a little bit here from the Big House. 13:36 remaining in the second quarter. Michigan leads 3-0 over Washington.
Yes. Well, Washington's finally getting some momentum on offense, but they got to get something going if they're going to do anything here.
Absolutely. They got that first down, big 3rd and 15 pass. Just got enough down to the wide-out Taj Davis, but they're going to need more plays like that and less like 1 or 2 yard gains. How do you feel about Michigan's secondary so far?
Michigan's secondary is looking good. It's hard to judge, though, because they don't throw very often.
Yeah.
In Washington. And in fact, Washington had 2 really good plays all game, but Michigan had 2 deep throws that they were able to cover well, but I don't know. It's hard to tell with against Washington. And Washington's on a great passing team.
Do you think that might be a function of Michigan's tight defense, why they're not passing so much. They just can't find anyone open.
A couple of times, yeah. I think it's very possible, but I think more often than not, it's just hard to tell at this moment.
Yes, absolutely. It is certainly tough to tell. But, however, we did see, if judging just based on what we saw, several deep passes to no one in particular from Dylan Morris. One of them went 5 yards up.
Yes.
And only bailed out due to a late late roughing the passer call. It did, showing the replay, probably happen, but it would have been, on that play, it would have been no one to go to. It's kind of tough throwing deep when you're on the 1 yard line. Relatively deep, I suppose.
Yeah.
But once again, for those tuning in, 13:36 remaining in the second quarter. Michigan has 3 timeouts. Washington has 2. It's 3-0 in this Big Ten Pac-12 matchup. Usually we have to wait for a Rose Bowl to see something of this caliber. They're showing the student section on the Jumbotron. I'm curious if I'll recognize anyone or you'll recognize anyone. So many fans in the crowd. Student section is packed to the gills. Playing Levitating by Dua Lipa.
Great song.
Great song. I like the DaBaby version a little bit better.
Well, that's not
can't
happening
hear
no
that
more.
anymore, unfortunately. And the crowd is getting loud. 2nd and 7. We are back as media timeout ends. Snapped in a quick throw to the side for 3 yards, and he'll get the first down.
He stopped your store, actually.
They're saying he stepped out, actually, right at the 1 yard short, so 3rd and 1.
Michigan was not ready. They were still gathering. That was a screen play, a bubble screen the whole way. Yeah. Most popular play in all of college football.
With that, Taj Davis now has the most receiving yards for Washington, just on 2 quick receptions. And it's going to be a running play. See if Michigan can stop him right at the line, and they're standing short.
Wow.
4th and
Washington
1.
Go for it here, though.
That is
I think
a
they
question.
should.
It would be an aggressive playmaking, but giving Michigan the ball on your own 38 would not be a good move. So they are keeping the offense on the field. Let's see if see what play they draw up. I know you have a pretty high football IQ. What play do they draw up right here? Do run it, try to push it up the middle again. QB sneak, maybe a pitch, screen, thrown, and it's a QB sneak. Flag, however, might be a false start, and that will change the calculus and everything. Let's see what it is.
Good.
Oh, so it's prior to the penalty charge timeout, Michigan.
Interesting call.
A flag was thrown, so.
Did Harbaugh play himself? What was the call?
They said a timeout.
No, but what was the penalty that was possibly
I believe it was a false start.
Man, Harbaugh played himself there then.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if they'll.
Because I imagine he would only call timeout if it was someone may have been offsides and he knew the ball.
Maybe he didn't like the formation. We saw sometimes you could be a little bit sneaky in a 1,000 IQ play. Call a timeout right before. Maybe. So they lit the start of the play going. You could maybe get a peek at what they were thinking
Perhaps.
of. No guarantee that's what they'll do the second time, but it is possible, and the more info, the better. And I guess with that timeout, they'll change the calculus. Punt formation. Michigan number 35 in the backfield.
5D chess move right there.
Yeah, guess it maybe did pay off using that timeout there. 12:22, 4th and 1. The punt is up. This one has a deep leg, getting under it, and a fair catch called by Michigan Wolverines, Luke Buckman.
Luke Buckman.
Yep.
What a name.
Absolutely. Traditionally, Ronnie Bell took some of those. However, due to his recent injury, he will not be taking any more for the remainder of the season. And with that, Michigan will take over possession once again. 1st and 10 on their 21-yard line. Michigan looking to maybe get their first touchdown of the game by either team, actually. Snapped in a handoff up the middle by Corum. Gain of 5 or so.
Not a lot of room there.
Second and 5.
Now
you could string a couple passes, a couple plays like that, though. You don't need to get any big ones, just a string of smaller ones.
1,000,000%. And there was no room in that play. He juked his way to 5 yards. That should have been done at 2. Maybe behind the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely, and it's going to be 2nd and 5 here for the Wolverines. Handoff this time to Corum again, and he's stuffed at the line. Loss of 1 or 2. I think forward progress will give him at the line of scrimmage, so 3rd and 5. Do you try throwing it here?
No, you don't run it. You have to throw it. If you're gonna start a quarterback, you have to trust him to make these throws.
Yeah, this would be a crucial 3rd and 5. Would only be a minute of play clock taken on this drive if they can't take it. From shotgun, claps, but then looks over at the sideline. Maybe an audible there.
Trying to get him to jump off sides. I don't think he
absolutely. Snapped. Another handoff, and this time he'll be a yard shy, Corum. And 3 plays to Corum, gain of 9. Unable to get that first down. That is a very safe play, and a little bit disappointed. Harbaugh did not risk it there.
I mean, it just shows. Do you trust Cade McNamara to make the throw?
That is a very good point. And let's see what they do. They're going to punt it. So very safe play calling by Jim Harbaugh. Not very aggressive. I wonder if this is going to bite them later in the game.
It could. I mean, this is one of those things where you just got to keep going, but they didn't get in the last time they went to 1 and 4.
And a sneak up the middle, and they'll get the first down. Wow, fake punt. Michigan straight up the middle, and that'll do it. I guess we do have some faith in the Harbaugh.
Maybe.
Wow, I did not see that coming. It didn't seem like anyone else did either. Wowee, and Michigan snatches that possession from the Huskies.
There you go.
This would be huge if they could put up points there.
That's why you run it.
Play.
I think they always knew they were going to fake punt this one.
Yeah, ideally you wouldn't even have to. But
ideally.
They did have that in the back pocket.
Yes.
From shotgun is McNamara still. Once again, another handoff, and this time he has space to Corum. Oh, the 40, the 30, 10, 5, touchdown! Corum! Wow! He just found space and made the most of it. I guess, and notice about that play, he went around the side. He did not go up the middle like we have seen all game from him. Looks like the Washington defense got kind of sloppy. And
it was a track meet from the moment he got it. Makes one cut inside the line, and the safety just didn't make the cut in time. Over. There was no coverage ready for him, and that's a game.
He had more speed than any safety, too.
Well, the safety made a bad cut. That's really how the touchdown happened. He decided to try to make the effort to get him early. He should have made the angle.
9-0. Jake Moody lines up for the extra point. It's up. Booming leg, still rising as it hit the net. Wow, Michigan takes a 10-0 game. And that fake punt changed everything.
Yes, it was insane. It was absolutely great. I mean, good. It's really because it really felt like a momentum was dead at Michigan, where there was just you're going to be hoping it's a defensive win. Now you're watching the game, and it's really exciting.
Absolutely, and with that, another media timeout. We got Michigan fans. This is the most excited they've probably been all game. But Corum just showed off the legs so much on that last one.
No, that's just a quick carry, and you get it, and he's off to the races. There's one man to beat. He got him to make a bad call, and then it's over.
Yeah. And Michigan's running back room has always been a strong suit in Ann Arbor, but especially this year, you got 2 elite backs.
Oh, yeah, you got Haskins and Corum, something that normally have. They don't normally have a lot of guys with speed.
Absolutely, and they don't have Charbonnet, but who needs him at this point? He had a great weekend in Westwood or in Pasadena last week. UCLA Bruins, you think they might be making a run at this Pac-12?
I don't know. Maybe, perhaps. Who knows?
Preseason, I guess maybe Oregon's the team to beat now with that big win today.
They beat Ohio State without Kayvon Thibodeau. That's huge for the Wolves.
On the road, too.
On the road.
Michigan Electric up 10-0 with 9:47 remaining in the second quarter. The fans are on their feet. I guess student section is always on their feet, but everyone, including those up with the seats, are up standing. This Michigan team has a lot of potential. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I'll leave it at that.
No, Michigan is looking good. They still need to show that they can pass the ball, though.
Yeah.
29 passing yards all game.
So as I mentioned before the game, Huskies and the Wolverines have faced off in 13 games, 5 times. This is the 5th time, at Michigan Stadium. The Wolverines are 3-1 and 5-7 overall. Most recent meeting was in 2002. This is the second of 4 games being played at Michigan Stadium to lead off the season. Probably a great move by the schedulers. I know a blue blood team like Michigan, they kind of have some sway over the schedule makers.
I'm sure they do.
But dare I say the schedule was a little bit easier than many anticipated.
Perhaps. I mean, Washington was supposed to be a marquee matchup, and that didn't turn out.
Yeah, here's my philosophy. So Wisconsin did not look good last week. They were another key matchup to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
You got Washington. They were supposed to be a ranked team coming into week 2. They weren't. Lost to an FCS team, Montana. Unable to score a touchdown. Haven't scored a touchdown yet today either.
Yeah.
Then I guess Ohio State's always a big game, and not saying it won't be big this year, but they do look kind of vulnerable after trailing to Minnesota and then losing to Oregon. Penn State's looking decent, but not incredible. Indiana looked terrible week 1. Nebraska is atrocious. This schedule shaked out really easy for the Wolverines. And with that, Michigan goes to kick it off. Booming leg by Moody. This one into the end zone once again. 3 kickoffs, 3 straight touchbacks. Unlike the first 2, this did not clear the end zone. However, it was a clear touchback, and they did not even try to bring it out. Moody's leg is an underrated aspect of this team. Michigan kickers, speaking of which, have a player in the NFL playing tomorrow, Quinn Nordine on my favorite New England Patriots.
The New England Fighting Wolverines, basically what they are. They have Ben Mason. They have
Winovich. They have Uche.
They
had Tom Brady for the longest time.
Onwenu,
now
Nordine.
Yeah. Okay. 1st and 10 on the 25 for the Huskies. Throws to the right side. Wide open man taken down for a gain of 6. Great defense by Michigan. Able to get to it quick and prevent any further damage. Right there, that was that was Taj Davis once again. Quick snap and taken up the side, and Michigan stuffs it for a 3rd and 2.
That's what you want to see. They tried to get them off guard, and still couldn't get past them.
That's good to be ready for those plays, because Washington is certainly lacking on the running side of the ball. But when you play a team with a better running game, that will be something to keep an eye on. Fans are loud. 3rd and 2. This is going to be big for the Wolverines. Right under center. 2 men in the backfield. Handoff.
Fullback.
And it'll be close. I think they might give them the 1st down.
No, that's it. That's a good. They run with the fullback. This is the best drive Washington's had so far, but still not a good drive yet. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely. That was Jack Westover who was able to take it. He is actually a tight end. Had some size in the backfield. Snap from the shotgun, looks to the right side, finds a man, gain of about 7 or 8.
That is the old Ohio State quick out. Try to get the guy thinking you're going, making a quick run. Just easily got on the outside, and that ball is there.
Exactly. Kevin Culp, the tight end, These tight ends are really making the move. Quick pass. It's a pitch in the backfield. Finally, they're rolling.
Oh, wow.
Get a gain of about 2.5. It's going to be 3rd and inches.
No, they got this is the best drive that Washington's put on so far. This is the first chance to cross midfield.
Absolutely, and after a very quiet first quarter, this is huge drive, huge possession. Handoff, stuffed up the middle,
Wow.
no first down. Wow, going to be a no gain for the.
That is a no way Jose run right there. No, it's just you and me, and they said, what? Nope.
And Josh Ross with the tackle there. He has been key in stopping the run game. The Wolverines are probably so glad to have him back this season. There was talk of maybe him declaring. Probably a good move. I know you were following the draft. Do you think he would have even been taken?
I think he would have been taken. The question is whether or not he would have had money in his pocket. He probably would. He is playing his way into the first round conversation.
Oh, they're bringing out the chains. Very generous spot, if I might have to say myself. Might be close. I still think it'll be behind, but extending it fully. Let's see. It's taut, and they're bringing it down. It's going to be close. Let's see. First down is the ruling. I'm surprised they didn't bring out the index card. Oh, wow. That was a very generous spot.
Wow.
I don't even think it went that far looking at the replay.
No, I think.
And the play's under review. Ruling on the field is first down. It's tough to overturn it, but no real dog pile there, so it's not anything hindering. But wow. Michigan still leads 10-0. He gains it by a hair. Let's see what they do. Play is under further review. Bringing out the TV camera, I guess. This is always such a long part of college football.
Yeah.
I know we're not covering the NFL at WCBN, but they have new rules this season, supposedly helping to speed up the game. I don't think we saw any reviews, did we? We saw one review spot. We saw one review of the spot in the first game, but I think that was it.
Maybe. I forget, but like it was, you mean the quarter or the game?
In the game, in the NFL game this weekend.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like our games together.
Yeah. We've seen a couple of reviews already today, in fact, but college reviews are just notorious for how long they take. But Michigan alum Thomas Patrick Edward Brady Jr. showing that he still has it 22 years after he graduated from the Big House. Who would have thought he'd still be playing and winning Super Bowls and winning games?
He is special. It's the most insane thing I've ever seen.
I'm going to get on my soapbox during this review for a little bit. I hate how much Michigan students don't take pride in Tom Brady. He is the greatest person, greatest athlete, possibly greatest person, maybe Raul Wallenberg or James Earl Jones to graduate from Michigan, or Gerald Ford possibly. But Brady certainly has a case up there.
Something like that.
Michigan students, by and large, hate him.
Gerald Ford would be the best Michigan grad ever?
Possibly. He's a U.S. president.
Gerald Ford.
He wasn't a great president.
When was he ever elected?
Politics, but he was not. You're right. He's the only president to neither be elected for president nor vice president. And we got the referee at midfield, at the 50-yard line. Still no ruling, though. This is taking forever. I have a feeling it's going to be close. That was a generous spot, but I don't know if it's enough to overturn. These rulings have to be really, the spottings have to be really egregious. They're moving the chains back. That's good sign.
Wow.
Huge, huge play it's going to be. And Michigan's going to. He was 1 yard short is what the ruling is. Wowee. 4th and 1. Let's see. You got to go for it again. You can't.
I don't know. After this whole shabbat.
You have the momentum, though. They were driving down the field until now. Let's see whether they do, and they are keeping the offense on the field. Last time they kept the offense on the field, Jim Harbaugh called a timeout, and then Washington changed their decision. Under center. Loud stadium here. Motion onto the right side. QB sneak. Let's see if he gets it. It's going to be close. They probably do. Let's see where the spot is.
The spot's great.
And it's going to be close. First down is a ruling.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll bring the chains out or not. I don't even think they will. So I guess all that ruling did was just waste 5 minutes of our life.
Pretty much.
Thanks, everyone, tuning into this Michigan Wolverines game. Stay tuned at halftime. There's going to be marching band and commemoration of the 20th anniversary of one of the most tragic and harrowed days in American history. First down play, dropping back, throw wide open over center. It's number 87 for the Huskies. Cade Odton, the tight end.
Nope, just open spot, open lane, and a good window right there.
And this is why they went for it on first down. They had the momentum, keep the drive moving, keep the plays moving. And keep moving. Strange formation here, that 2 men in the backfield, but then in motion with an audible, bringing them all out. No one in the backfield. Shotgun as Morris throws to the right side gate of 5 and wrapped up very quickly from Michigan's defense.
Unfortunate for Michigan right there, I'll tell you that much.
Vincent Gray was all over him. Vincent Gray's one of the question marks at receivers for the Wolverines.
Yeah.
Or not at receivers, excuse me, at defensive backs. But it's going to be 2nd and 5, still moving in and potentially in field goal range. Will be a little bit of a boot here, but as we saw earlier by Moody, it is possible. And with that, crowd gets loud. Under center, fake handoff, play action, throws it, incomplete. Triple covered, intended receiver.
Well covered everywhere. His best shot was downfield, but I just don't think he was ready to make that throw.
Intended for Giles Jackson, too.
Yeah. I think they're going to play Giles especially hard today. I don't know about...
Yeah. 6 minutes remaining, 3rd and 5, on the edge of field goal range. This might be four-town territory. I'm not familiar with the Huskies kicker, Peyton Henry, but I will have to see whether they go for it. Up the middle, a run, stopped by Michigan's line. That has been a highlight all night, all season for the Wolverines. And it's going to be 4th and 4, decision to be made.
You guys got to take the points here.
You do, really.
Yeah, you keep it a one-score game.
I don't know if he'll make it, though. I'm not familiar with their kicker, so this might cloud my judgment. But alternatively, they are going for it. Wow, that is a gutsy move, and I appreciate it. Very aggressive.
Bold move, Cotton.
Under center, goes back into the shotgun formation. Snapped, and we got a handoff, and Michigan stripped. Oh! Fumble and recovered by Michigan. Wouldn't have mattered anyway, but awesome play by Michigan's defense right there. Not only were they all over that rush, they stripped it out. Would have loved to see it on a play that wasn't a fourth down, but still huge.
That's an extra stomp on the throat. Cornerback blitz. The corners were going to, if it was a throw, Michigan would give up a touchdown.
And that was Ryan Bowman with the strip. Incredible play. Bradley McGannon also applied some pressure that likely contributed to Michigan taking over the ball.
Aiden Hutchinson was the man who knocked that ball down.
Hutchinson is electric. You were saying late first round. Do you think this game might move his stock up?
Maybe. I don't know. He's good. Athletes tend to go in the first round. Hutchinson's a better athlete than Cade was, but is he a better athlete than Taco Charlton was?
Yeah. This is always one of my favorite promotions. Catch a punt, where a student goes out onto the field, has to catch one of 3 punts from
punt machine.
Yeah, it's up and spinning a lot. And he catches the first try. Second one coming. Let's see, it's up in the air.
Getting
under it, that's in. Unable to hang on. And third one. Do they need all three or just one? Okay, third one. This one's up and spinning a lot. Getting under it. Right on his chest, unable to reel it in. One return. I don't think he'll be going home with anything. Great effort, though, by that Michigan fan. Let's see what Nate has won. He's won a $50 gift card, so that is pretty great. I believe the Emden.
Good for him. That's a great.
Get you half of a Brady jersey, as I found out this afternoon.
That'll get you half a sweatshirt.
Yeah. Slippery Rock update. Always interesting to see this. For those tuning in, Slippery Rock, 22-7, huge win. Love to see that. For those just tuning in, 5:12 remaining in this first half. Michigan leads 10-0, and they are taking over possession. A touchdown here would be huge. Going in the locker room, possibly 17-0. I think an underrated facet of this game is the Michigan defense.
Yeah, Michigan's been playing
but
great.
Not break.
But I mean, this is the Washington offense. Let's not let's be very clear who we're dealing with.
I'm curious how Washington was so highly regarded.
I mean, they're Washington. They've always kind of just been a really good team in the Pac-12. They've had great name recognition since Jake Browning was there. But even then, they're just not the team they were.
Yep. And with that, the media timeout is closing. Michigan's offense is coming back on. I have to say, I'm really loving this blue unis.
I do like these a lot.
It really pops. I'd be curious to watch this on TV from home and like LED plasma TV. But with that, Michigan's going to take possession. And the backfield is still Cade. Wondering to see if we'll see a QB substitution later. Shotgun, man in motion. Handoff to Haskins. He's going nowhere. Gain of 1 or 2. This is the first time we've seen Haskins in.
Yep, he's
for the while, at least. It's been Corum.
I mean, they haven't been on the field for a while. I mean, Corum has that big run, takes up 45 yards.
Yep.
Of possible Haskins time.
Yeah. 2nd and 8. Shotgun. Doing a hard count, trying to catch him off, but then looks towards the sideline. 4 minutes and some change remaining in this first half. Michigan on the driver's seat, looking to add to their position. Man in motion once again. And this time a jet sweep. Let's see if he gets the yards. No, just barely short. And that was number 5 for Michigan, Mike Sandersill. Was able to take that sweep. It's going to be 3rd and 2, I believe. Maybe 3rd and 1, depending on the spot.
I just love the body control he had. He was able to not lose that much momentum in making the cut.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a flag, it seems.
Let's see what the flag is on. And it's on Michigan. Personal foul. Illegal block. Number 6. Cornelius Johnson into the run, so this will bring him back from 3rd and short to 3rd and very long. You got to go with the pass now.
I don't know. Do you trust Cade McNamara?
You got to. If you don't trust him, why are you playing him?
They played Shea.
Okay, point taken. Okay, in shotgun, 1 man in the backfield, 3 on the left side, 1 on the right. Snapped in a handoff. That's a gutsy move. Gets a gain of 2. Why are you handing it off?
I guess they're trying to make it a 3rd and manageable, but.
Yeah, I guess. 3rd and it's going to be about 10. I guess. Okay, so that last penalty was instead of the play. Okay.
Yes.
So no loss of down. That's where I was a little bit confused. Still, I would have passed it, but guess a little bit more defensible there. Huge 3rd and 10 here for the Wolverines. Hard snap. The Huskies aren't jumping. 3 minutes, 31 seconds remaining in this first half. We see the band coming on out. Stay tuned for coverage at halftime. And handoff moving in the pocket, trying to find space. That goes nowhere. And with that, another Another poorly executed play. It's going to be 4th and 10 as the punt crew comes on out. 4th and 10, Michigan winning 10-0 with 2 minutes and some change. We got just under 3 minutes remaining in this game, in this first half, as the Huskies are looking to maybe get some points. Trent McDuffie is going to go under and return it. Punt is up in the air. This one doesn't go too far, doesn't have much leg, down the sideline, and out of bounds at the 35. I would say coffin corner, but not really in a corner, I guess.
Unfortunate look for Michigan. They're just not, they have no energy on offense.
Yeah, this halftime cannot come soon enough for them. The defense would be great if they could secure
a 45-yard touchdown run and a fumble recovery, there's no energy in the stadium.
No energy at all.
Yes.
You blame the fans? The fans aren't very loud, if I have to say.
No, and they were insane at the beginning. And they're SpongeBob, and there's no energy.
This is 2002 is, I believe, the year SpongeBob came out and the Euro came out. And then, yeah, the Slim Shady. That's got to be 2002.
What great cover art to show to families.
Yeah, this is 2002. The U.S. women's soccer team beat China. Wayne Gretzky, final game. I would bet like $50 it'd be in 2002 on the what year it is game. Do you have any objections? 1999. Oh, I guess that's right. The Men's World Cup is in even years. Shoot. Now I feel kind of like an idiot. Okay. I would have lost $50. I was close-ish, but horseshoes and hand grenades. Thanks to everyone tuning into this edition of WCBN Sports. We appreciate you tuning in. I know you have a lot of options tonight with national radio, Michigan radio, national television. We appreciate you spending it with us.
Yes. As much as we love Kirk Herbstreit.
We do. Looking ahead at Michigan's schedule, we got next weekend it's going to be a noon game against Northern Illinois, also the Huskies.
Another what should be a tune-up game, which they apparently need.
And then Rutgers following that.
Homecoming.
That is homecoming. I guess ideally it would be a tune-up game, but they look pretty good.
Nothing ever hit better than the 73-0 win against Rutgers my first year at Michigan.
I wish I were a student there. That would have been a lot of fun. It was right before I joined the staff.
Wow, the meat of Michigan's schedule is all at the end.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, we were talking about the ease of Michigan's schedule. Before the season, you were looking at Indiana potentially being a really great game, Washington potentially being a great game, Wisconsin, Ohio State. Now all four of those teams have a loss already, and it's week 2. That is very good signs for Michigan. We got the teams getting very loud now. Looking at some of Michigan's alumni, I suppose. Booing Washington on the Jumbotron. Booing Ohio State. Hey! Brady, oh, you love to see that. 7 rings from the Goats. Oh, that is awesome. Okay, they're showing one more on the Jumbotron. Michigan's pom-poms.
Hey.
Making it.
That's one of the weirdest graphics I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, love to see the Tom Brady graphic. As I was saying earlier on the broadcast, personal hero. One of the best to ever wear the maize and blue. Fans are getting loud. 2:29 remaining. Michigan up 10-0 as Washington takes the ball. 2.5-minute drill. Snap from the shotgun. Drops back in the pocket. Throws deep. Unable to reel it in.
What was that?
Tight coverage by Michigan's defense.
That was the hardest thrown wobbler I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. And that was Gordon playing very tight man-to-man coverage for the Wolverines. It's going to be 2nd and 10. With 2:23. Question becomes if they could get a 3 and out here, maybe even a possession for Michigan. They had to jump the gun. From the shotgun, dropping back in the pocket. Michigan has men on him. He loss of 8.
He almost broke that one.
They're going to give him a bit more yards, still a loss of 5. 3rd and 15. 7 Nation Army playing loud. The fans are getting into it. This is the energy we were commenting on earlier. 2:02 left in this first half. 3rd and 15. A stop here would be huge. Potentially give the Michigan Wolverines one last chance to score.
Surprised Harbaugh's not calling timeout here.
I know. Still has 2 timeouts, I believe.
He has 3?
3 timeouts. Oh, yeah, that was in the first quarter. Dropping back, finds no man, throws deep. Double coverage out of bounds.
Doing his best Josh Allen impression to throw it out of bounds.
Yeah. I guess that's an interesting move. I would almost take the sack there to either make them burn a timeout or make them, this stops the clock.
It's that meme that you always think about, the one with the point to the head,
Yeah.
the 5D chess move right there.
Like, I know it's usually a good idea if you don't have anyone open to throw it out of bounds if you can't get a sack, but almost now they're giving Michigan more time.
They're giving him 1:33 with 3 minutes to play, which is an eternity.
We got Race Porter punting for the Huskies, and I believe and the punt is up in the air. This one goes pretty deep.
There is a flag.
Let's see what it is. Unable to haul it in. Could be danger. Scooped up, however, on his feet on the 12-yard. That could have been really bad. Michigan able to reel it in. Let's see what the flag is on. I wonder if they're going to call that one back.
Was he offsides?
Buckman continues to take these punt returns.
Yeah.
Offsides defense. Penalties declined. 1:22 remaining.
That
could have been danger. Michigan pinned deep. What do you do here? Do you run it? I think you got to
You got to run. I mean, you got to throw it if you trust Cade McNamara.
I know. I hate how Michigan's coaching staff is playing all these conservative play
I can't wait for the next end around. That's what I can't wait for.
When do you think JJ gets a shot? Do you think he gets a shot this game?
He never does. They never make the right switch.
He got a switch last game and it looked pretty good.
They made the right switch once, and then Dylan McCaffrey got hurt in Wisconsin and got shell-rocked in Wisconsin.
Okay, Michigan sticking with what they know. Handoff to Corum. Gain of 2. This is interesting play calling. Oh, excuse me, that was Haskins, not Corum. I believe it was Corum. I think they... Yeah, it was Corum. The announcer got it wrong. We got it right. WCBN with their elite reporting skills here. Stay tuned. 1:13 remaining. Michigan uses a timeout right there to stop the clock. Stadium lights will be going off at halftime. I'm really excited to see this halftime show. We will not be on the air for a majority of the halftime show.
Yes.
Even though our audio won't be playing, the stream will be live, so feel free to stay. We're going to just let you guys enjoy the break, maybe get up and get a snack. It is a late game, 9:46.
Get some tacos, get some nachos, get some...
That sounds great. I
honestly,
really
order a pizza.
Those listening to the game, comment where me and Miller should go after the game for dinner. This time it's a throw and a gain of nothing.
Swing.
Wow. Another just unaggressive play call from Michigan. That was just a little swing from to A.J. Henning. Didn't go anywhere. Why are you doing these short swings when you're on your own 12-yard line? Maybe go deep. Washington might get a chance back now. It's absurd.
Harbaugh's telling us something by his play calls, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Playing Outcast is my favorite Outcast song.
This is your favorite one?
Yeah, what other
Not
ones?
Roses?
Roses is okay. Sorry, Miss Jackson is okay. This is my favorite. All right. What's cooler than being cool? Ice cold.
All right, Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, jeez. Okay, big 3rd and 7 for the Wolverines. They got Corum in the backfield. Shotgun play for Cade. Hikes it. And we got a fake handoff and a run. He goes nowhere, slide for a loss of 1. What is this play calling? The fans do not like that.
No!
They are booing here.
There's been one throw all game that's been more than 3 yards.
And it was successful.
No, yes, and then 2 others that weren't caught.
Yeah. I guess without Ronnie Bell, it is difficult. You don't have that elite option to go to. But regardless, you're not going to. Washington is not the strongest team as we saw last week. But when they play more competitive teams, I'm looking ahead. Rutgers might be more competitive. They look good. Maryland might be more competitive. Wisconsin, I still want to keep an eye on how that shakes out. Indiana, same with that. But they're going to be closer. You're not going to cut it by just running all game. Michigan calls the timeout with 19 seconds left. They going for what? That is the most. That is like a Bill O'Brien move right there. I thought he was coaching at Alabama, not Michigan this season. What is the logic behind that? 19 seconds remaining? Are you doing one more shot? They're bringing the offense on.
What?
What if?
What?
This makes 0 sense.
No, the punter's there.
Okay, punter. Why'd you call a timeout, though? Why not just let the time expire? What is the rationale behind this? Punt is up. Goes out of in the middle of the field. Fair catch. So they're going to get it with 12 seconds left. Why not let the clock run out? Penalty flag.
This is one of the messiest ends to a half I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, so Washington surprisingly did not call a timeout. You would have thought maybe they would have. But then Michigan calls a timeout with 19 seconds left. And now you give it to them for a Hail Mary. This could only turn out poorly. Holding on the receiving team.
I think they're going to take a knee here. I don't think they're going to try very hard.
I guess, but that just raises so many questions.
I imagine that they were like, oh my God, what has been going on? They were like having like a big talk or something. And then they're like, oh, wow, the clock's running. We just got to call a timeout. Who cares?
I guess. So the ball is going to go on the 36. Do you think knees coming our way? Victory, I guess not victory formation at this point. Quite the opposite. But the same formation, maybe not the victory part of that.
The retreat formation?
The retreat. Let's go into the locker room. They're going to run one play. In the backfield. In the pocket. Guns it incomplete. 8 seconds remaining. Gonna have a few. At least they're throwing it, unlike Michigan. Vincent Gray was very tight on Giles Jackson, go figure. And it is going to be 2nd and 10 with 8 seconds remaining in this half. Washington would be unlikely to score here, but they could maybe get in a field goal range and instantly call a timeout. You never know. Just questionable calling from Michigan right now. Back in the pocket is Morris. Snaps it. Goes back. Throws it deep. Finds a man at the 50. He'll bring it on in. Let's see. That is Terrell Bynum who brings it in. 2 seconds left. Timeout called on the 48 for Michigan. Finally crossing the field here. Going deep for a Hail Mary. Throws it across the field to the 30, 20. Cornered and pushed out of bounds as time expires. No points scored in this first half by Washington as we go into halftime. It is 10-0 the Wolverines lead. Teams are already finding their way to the showers. I guess not the showers now, the benches. Halftime stats. 165 rush yards from the Wolverines compared to 15 against Washington. Not because they aren't trying, by the way.
No.
Just Michigan's run defense is on point. Let me see if we can find out how many attempts they had. They had 19 rushing attempts for a total of 15 yards.
That's insane.
That is incredible for Michigan's defense. If they could keep the shutout, I think they might make their case for a top 25 ranking.
Yeah, if they can show any signs on offense, that would probably be the prerequisite.
Okay, as this may be a hot take, please call me off if it is. But I'm not too doesn't get ranked. I think that's a distraction.
Yes,
in the
you're not
past
wrong.
seasons, we have seen Michigan come in with such high expectations through preseason rankings.
You need to what matters more than anything is figuring out the.
I honestly would be fine as long as I would be fine if Michigan stays unranked through September, even if they win out. Like if they win out but stay unranked, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. Now we will be back momentarily. Stay tuned to WCBN Sports on YouTube. We thank you for listening to us. We know you have a lot of options.
Yes.
And we'll be back with the second half as Michigan looks to extend their 10-0 lead. Welcome back to WCBN Sports with our presentation of Michigan football. You're joining us right at the conclusion of halftime, where Michigan leads 10-0 against the Washington Huskies. And with that, as Michigan did defer, they will be receiving the kickoff to begin this half. How are you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing good. It's a little bit of a mixed bag, but after that halftime performance, I am feeling rejuvenated and excited for the game.
And the kickoff is up right at the 2-yard line. Michigan, Corum has it. He breaks down, and he makes it to the 28-yard line.
Barely gets out of there, but that could have been a big break, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it could have, but Michigan, still a great return. It takes it from the 2-yard line all the way to the 27. And with that, Michigan will have the first possession in the second half, leading 10-0. In the first half, I'd say the good and the bad and the ugly. The good is
the good, the bad, and the ugly.
The good is the run game. That is phenomenal with Haskins and Haskins.
The bad?
I guess the bad's the throwing game. It snapped and a handoff straight to Haskins, as we were saying it.
Yes.
Up the right side and is tackled for a gain of 4.
And the ugly?
Ugly, trying to think. I guess just their aggressiveness and their play calling. You see.
So the play calling is more ugly than the quarterback play.
Well, that too. I guess they're hand in hand. Cade gets jump, and they try and see if the other team jumped, and they don't think he did. And finally, it snapped in a handoff to Haskins. He brings it up the middle for a gain of 3, stuffed. And it is going to be 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2 for a little bit. And Michigan with another 3rd down play that's going to be crucial. On 3rd downs, Michigan is 3 for 9 on the evening, I guess. But they did go for it on 4th with that trick punt that ended up paying off. And snap is delayed. Couple of hard counts.
Interesting.
This is a lot. We've seen this a lot, and I don't know if they're trying to get Washington to budge, but they just aren't doing it. And finally, it's snapped. Handoff to Haskins. He breaks 3 at the 50.
Oh, boy, he's got space.
Taken down. Oh, wow.
Just a quick cut and nothing but daylight right from there.
Haskins kept on moving and did not turn back. Wow. With that first down on the Washington's 45, that is the spark Michigan needed in this second half. Haskins remains in the backfield. And once again, they get set and they look to the sideline. I don't know if they're doing audibles or if they're trying to maybe read the defense and make adjustments, but they've done it quite a few times already. Snapped in.
And there he goes again.
Off to Haskins. He gets a gain of 8 or 9.
No,
be close to the yard to gain, and he gets it. Wow.
That's all line right there. The line had the defensive line moving backwards.
Yeah, kept him moving, and it adds up and gives Michigan.
I mean, look at that. The line is basically like there's a arrow formed with the line based on where the left guard was going.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, Michigan once again with a 1st and 10. On the 34 of Washington in this 3rd quarter. And Corum is now in the backfield. We saw him get that touchdown earlier, but he's been pretty silent since. He did get that kick return. Handoff to Corum.
Still no throwing.
On the outside.
And there he goes again.
On the 20 and taken down.
Wow, what twitch.
I thought he had some space, but then
no,
he made something happen.
There was a good angle taken, but oh my God. That was almost another going. Nah, just a good angle by the lineman.
Yeah. And with that, Michigan, it is 1st and 10 on the 17-yard line. They are knocking at the door. Straight up knocking as 5 or 6.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
They are going to live and die by this for the rest of the game. They might not even pass anymore.
Yeah.
It's not good, but guess it's working for them. I guess without Ronnie Bell, that was a loss for them. And 2nd and 4, as Michigan is looking to get a second touchdown in this game with 11 minutes remaining in the third. Once again, another handoff to Corum. He's going to be close to the yard to gain. Let's see if they give it to him. And Corum will get the first down, 1st and goal. Wow, he is really showcasing his speed. Yeah, I don't know if they even pass it.
They're not. I don't think they want to.
Yep. And once again, taking their time to get a playoff, really milking this clock. It's their first drive, but Michigan is already burned close to 5 minutes. Handoff to Corum, has space, goes in the end zone, touchdown! Jumps over the Washington defenders, and Corum on the left side cuts through the line and extends this lead to 17-0. And I guess the running game works. We were talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's the good. I don't know if it's sustainable, but.
No, this is, wow.
Let's
Not
see if
one
Michigan
pass.
got the extra point from Moody. It would make it 17-0, assuming this goes in. This could be a shutout at the way this is going. Hate to be over, I don't know, too soon on this. But Michigan is looking very great on this first drive.
Honestly, it's really, they looked great. They were running the whole time. I mean, they got holes upon holes upon holes, and not to mention these guys are fast. They can get anywhere.
And the kick is up, and it's good, making it a 17-0 game. As Michigan continues to steamroll this Washington Huskies team. I think if Michigan could keep this up, maybe a shutout and get a couple more points on the board, we might be seeing them ranked come Monday. Especially defensively, too. You look at Michigan's defensive play.
Well, the defense has been great.
Incredible. You look at their offensive play, their passing game is not the best. Their quarterback has room for improvement, but the running game is what is really, really sticking out for the Wolverines.
No, it's honestly what's the running game is getting out there, and there's just what's impressing me is just the blocking. Like, these guys are fast enough that they find a hole, they can make things happen. But no one's there to meet them at the holes. That's what I've been so shocked at.
Exactly. And with that, Michigan will kick off the ball to the Huskies with 10 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Michigan leading 17-0. The crowd is loud, and I'm kind of surprised the student section is still pretty packed.
Well, the student section, this is a night game. It's a rare occurrence here in Ann Arbor.
I suppose, but night game does mean it'll be late. You know how college students like to be out on Saturday nights.
I think they might have, they might be a little sleepy at this moment. They might have had a little too much fun on the way to the stadium later than they normally do. Normally they have time to go take a nap.
Yeah. The crowd is singing Living on the Prayer. Is this Bon Jovi?
Yeah, yes.
Not great up music. They're getting loud. Yeah, they turn off the music, yelling. You're right about this being a rare occurrence. Night games are at most once a season. Some seasons don't even have them, and they're relatively recent of a thing as well. Michigan at night has a 7-2 record. This is their 10th night game. you have to say this stadium under the lights is really something.
It's beautiful. I love this kind of day.
Michigan fans who have not had the opportunity to experience it, highly, highly recommend it, especially with the halftime light show. And finally, we got Michigan's kicker coming out to boot it over to the Huskies. Huskies looking to get their first points of the night. The closest they got was like the 30-yard line, and instead of kicking a field goal, they decided to rush it, and they fumbled it. So Michigan has really been phenomenal on defense, especially rush defense. I'm looking at these stats.
Yeah.
This is just to
Tell
put
me
it in
what's up.
perspective. 19 attempts, only 15 rushing yards.
How's passing going for Michigan compared?
Passing for Michigan, not much better. 32 and it's kicked off, and it's going to be returned by Washington. Breaks one man,
Oh boy.
and Jackson is brought down.
They love the long tackles here.
Yes, they do. And with that, it's 1st and 10 on Michigan's 18. And it looked like Jackson might be able to make a move, but he was unable to break anything. And that'll give the ball 1st and 10 to Washington, deep in Michigan's territory. Or excuse me, deep in their own territory. The crowd's pretty loud. That first drive to get a touchdown on it the way they did, they were like a hot knife through butter. This crowd is electric. Snapped, and a handoff goes for a gain of 2 on the right side, gain of a bit more actually. And that was Colson with the tackle, and Caleb Berry with the ball carrying from Washington. 2nd and 5. Washington in the gun, snaps it, and stuffed for no gain, possibly 1 yard.
Look at that go.
Let's see what they rule it at. It's going to be 3rd and 3 is what it says, maybe a long 3rd and 3. Colson, another great stop for the Wolverines. And goes out for a pass, quick play, and a 1st down.
That was one of a weird look. It looked like he might have bobbled it in the air.
Yeah, but he hangs on to it regardless, and they're going to move the chains.
Wow.
Josh Ross got the tackle there. He's been a bright spot of this Michigan Wolverines team. And snap again in the pocket, pressure.
Oh, wow.
Wide open. And let's see if it's incomplete or not. And
ruling on the field is.
Ruling on the field is pass incomplete. Intended for Taj Davis. He was wide open. If that pass would have been better, he could have been down to the races.
1,000,000,000,000%, sir.
And now, back to the drawing board for Washington. It is 2nd and 10. Ball on Michigan, or on their own 29. Student section remains incredibly loud. Got the pom-poms flaring and getting loud on a 2nd down, too.
Not a lot of people leaving the stadium yet.
You're right. Snap, drops back in the pocket. Errant throw behind the man, intended receiver Taj
That was
Davis
at least
crossing.
a 20-yard gain they just lost right there.
Yeah, he was wide open once again, but the pass was errant. It was behind him. And I know it's good for quarterbacks to throw behind him sometimes.
Oh, was it?
Getting blocked. Do you think it might have been tipped? Is that what you think it may have happened? I don't know.
It looked weird coming out.
I don't know. Regardless, it's going to be 3rd and 10. Big play for the Huskies on their own 29-yard line. Trying to get anything from this drive. Snapped, drops back in the pocket, throws deep on the right side, and caught somehow by Taj Davis.
What a throw.
Wow.
What a throw.
Very tight coverage and found a way around it with Taj Davis able to haul it in. That was probably the best catch of the night, possibly by either team.
Yeah, wow, what a catch, wow.
And another quick play, dropping back and a handoff, gain of 3 or 4. I think Washington is beginning to recognize that rushing it against Michigan isn't cutting it. 2nd and 4, 8:59 remaining in the third quarter. Michigan leads 17-0. However, Washington is on the move. And a man is down on the field for Michigan.
Wow. Who is it? Is that? No. No, Dax is good. Dax is good.
It's a media timeout as this player gets
okay.
up. Okay, it's not a Michigan player. It's actually a player
on Washington.
Number 6, who is Richard Newton. We've seen him carry this running formation all evening. 8:59 remaining in this third quarter. We got this media timeout. We thank all of our listeners for choosing to listen to us tonight. We know there's a lot of options, but we appreciate you spending it with us at this maze-out game under the lights. For those who are listening from home and are not in the stadium, I would highly, highly recommend going online and trying to find a video of the halftime show. It was nothing short of phenomenal, beautiful. They turned off the lights in the big house, had a light show component, did a tribute to Americans' resilience and heroes, and the lives lost on September 11th. And nothing short of incredible. I would highly recommend. I'm curious, I'd love your take on this, Miller. Do you think it might be time to get JJ a couple of snaps? Or
if they can find any excuse to do so, I think that's probably what I would do, but they're not going to do it. They can't just uproot the team like that, or at least they don't think they can.
Yeah, they did it last week, but last week they had both a bigger lead.
Yeah, that was garbage time, JJ.
Yeah. You have a POW from Vietnam and a Michigan alum being recognized on the field. The crowd gets really loud to show their support. And I'm curious, because traditionally, Michigan likes to honor teams that have won national championships in the previous year, or Big Ten championships in the previous year.
Yeah.
However, a lot of sports, especially the smaller ones, did not have a season last year. So I'm curious if they're still planning on doing that. I don't know. Just something to keep an eye on throughout this season. As we mentioned earlier, next week they play another Husky, but this time the Northern Illinois Huskies. Following that, they play Rutgers also at home, 4 straight home games to lead off the season, the most since 2013. And then they go on the road to Camp Randall in Madison.
Yep. I'll be going to that game.
I will be broadcasting it. We'd love if you tune
really?
into that. Yes. Me and Zach.
That will be what week again?
Amir Vectis. That is the 9th, I believe, of October.
Of October. Oh, I will not be at that game.
Is that the 9th? Let me make sure I'm not.
If it's the 9th, I will not be at that game.
Do you have something on the 9th?
Just a very important test would be that exact day.
Wow. So.
Yeah, there's no way. Wisconsin, October 2nd. Yeah, ain't happening.
Okay, so
ain't
the 9th
happening.
is a follow. My apologies for the confusion.
Will you see Daniel on the 9th, though?
The 9th is Nebraska. And handoff for a gain of 3, and that should be enough for a first down for
I don't think they're going to hit the spot.
Depends on the spot. They might have to bring out the chains.
No, they gave it.
They're moving it, so they're saying first down. The 9th is Nebraska, that's right.
Would you be seeing one Daniel Thompson?
I will not be going, but Lucas Fergus will be there too.
Lucas?
Yes, he will. He's at Creighton this year. Snap and a drop back and a pass across the middle for a gain of 20. Another big gain. That was Terrell Bynum moving up the middle, and Washington is making Michigan's weak secondary pay during this drive. 8:26 remaining. Michigan leads 17-0, but knocking is Washington up the middle. Michigan stops them for a gain of maybe one, if that.
Yes.
Olsen got the stop on that drive for Michigan. And Washington is uncharacteristically huddling up here. This whole drive, it has been quick plays to much success for them. And under 8 minutes left in the third quarter, still a lot of students in the crowd. I guess this isn't quite out of reach yet. End around for Washington, and Giles Jackson breaks a man, gets a first down. It's taken down at the 10. Wow, Giles Jackson finally with the big play. A lot of boos for the former Wolverine in the crowd. Washington first and goal at the 10, so snap up the middle, break in, taken down for maybe 1 yard, if that. And Michigan's run defense has traditionally looked pretty good besides Giles Jackson's most recent run. Second and goal as Washington once again huddles up. Student section is right by the Washington end zone, so they are hearing it loud and clear, that Washington offense. Second and 8, or second and goal on the 8. Snapped and fake handoff, play action, looks for a man, tough coverage, taken, almost down, and he's taken down for a sack, loss of 1 yard.
Great. I mean, Michigan's always been doing great at keeping the pressure on him, even though the quarterback's trying to escape.
Yes, sir. And it is 3rd and 10 now, and this is a huge play for Washington. A field goal isn't going to cut it in this game.
No,
I don't
not at all.
think. I guess you still have a quarter, and it's only 17.
They know what they have. They know how their offense is playing. They have to go.
But they want this. They want the points. Fans are getting loud. 3rd and goal on the 10-yard line. This might be one of the most crucial plays of the game so far. In shotgun position is Morris. Goes back, fires it towards the end zone, and too deep. No flags on the play.
Wow.
Look at that. It's 4th and 10. Let's see. They're bringing the kicking unit on. Oh, wow. So it's going to make it a 14-point game with the kicking unit. Not out of reach, especially with 5 minutes, 57 seconds remaining in the third. But it is certainly a disappointment for the Washington Huskies. We got the kicker is Peyton Henry for the Huskies. Goes back for the kick, it's up, and that's good, straight through the uprights.
Right there, that's how you like it.
Yeah, so it's finally some points on the board for Washington. Fun fact, however, they have yet to score a touchdown this season.
Really?
Yes, because they last week they did not score.
Right.
So it's 17-3, and Michigan will take the ball back. This is the first cracks we've seen in Michigan's defense.
Yeah, that's the first time they've really had a drive all game. So it's Washington. You hope to put up 3 more.
You're totally right. And Michigan, do you think they stick with the run this final drive or this?
You have to imagine they want to run the clock as much as anybody else.
Yeah, I agree. And we got another media timeout. They're doing the helmet shuffle on the Jumbotron. Still, they haven't announced the attendance yet. When do they usually announce that? Is that the third quarter? I'm curious.
I am saying it is on the 1.
Okay, so our resident helmet expert.
Hey, there we go. I'm the best.
He is. Look at that. Tonight's attendance, just as I say it. Let's see. I say 109. 109,000 is my guess. Final answer. This is college football all-time record. Oh, wow. So it's over 100,000 is what they say. 295 consecutive games. Let's see what it is. This is the largest stadium in the Western Hemisphere, short only behind Pyongyang. 108, so I said 109. Wow.
Look at you.
I was spot on, close to spot on.
You're bad at this, Bressler. I don't have to tell you.
I know.
How dare you?
Yeah, that's odd.
Oh, here we go.
Mr. Brightside time. It's that time of the evening. You just need to hear the first few notes, and you know how the students are going to react. They are getting loud right now. I'm surprised still a very large amount of students still at the game.
I can't believe it either.
This time last week, the student section was like half empty.
Really?
Yeah. I guess it's a night game and it's closer,
yeah.
It's a bigger win, and I don't know. I know a lot of fans like to stay until Mr. Brightside, so maybe now that it's happened, people will head on out, but who knows.
Look at that go.
Yeah, I find it kind of odd how, not odd, it's just interesting how this became like Michigan song.
I always thought that was weird.
There's no, I don't know. It's not like some college football teams choose songs that
like Jump Around is weird to being
No, but a lot of teams and programs choose songs that relate to the college. You look at West Virginia singing Mountain Mama, the
True, but I think there's a lot of terrible claims out there.
Do you see, like, Alabama, do they sing, what's that song, Dixieland Delight? That's like
yeah, well, they
Alabama.
do. That's fine, but, like, there's schools like Jump Around.
Jump Around doesn't make
should
sense.
not, like, Jump Around is so Boston, it can only be, like, at Boston College.
I guess. Like, you have Shipping Up to Boston, I guess, for Boston. But
sure, but, like, Jump Around is by, like, what's their brand name again? It's like
Tag Team? Is that? It's not Tag Team.
No,
it's gonna bug me.
I'm gonna look this on.
The kick is up, goes into the end zone for the first touchback all day for the Huskies, and Michigan will take it on the 25 to start this drive as they lead 17-3, looking to extend this lead and maybe put the game out.
House of Pain. That was what
House of Pain. Once you said it, I knew it. I knew it. And Michigan's got to take it on the 25. As we were discussing earlier, questions remain. Do you think it's time to make a change?
Nope. Well, I think so, but this is in my car about us.
Okay. Sticking with Cade.
Well, they're not sticking with Cade. We'll see how many times they pass.
Now, handoff to Haskins. Gain of, looked like one, but he jumped over the line a little bit and got a few more out of that. That's Haskins. I see. I don't know. Corum's best trait is his pure speed. He gets open. That's how he got that touchdown. Haskins is better about being agile and making a break move.
Yeah, Haskins is quick.
Plays. Quick versus speed, exactly. 3 men on the outside with Haskins still in the backfield. With
look
Cade
at the fans trying to get the wave
line.
going.
I think they could maybe do it. This is the time of the game.
Hey, they got it.
See if it catches on. It's going. Handoff to Haskins. Gain of 1 or 2 right up the side. And the waves go for a little bit, stopping behind.
They stop at the student section.
Yeah. I guess it's continuing up top. But, yeah, the Michigan fandom doesn't seem to have an appetite for doing this. It's going to be 3rd and 6. Michigan has the ball on their own 29-yard line. No one in the backfield. I wonder if we'll see a passing play.
I would love to see a quarterback draw here.
McNamara steps back, looks for a player open.
Hey, he made a pass.
Finds Corum, and it's complete.
The one pass he makes all day is to his running back.
That's a first down, a gain of 7. As that is one of the few mid-range passes we've seen all night that is complete. We saw one deep one and a lot of screens, but no like 5 to 10-yard passes until now. And that is a good sign to see that when needed they could pull out a passing play and get that first down.
Yeah.
1st and 10 on the 38. Handoff to Haskins. He finds some room, cuts through, gain of 5.
Lets him just bully his body forward and take the rest.
Haskins is finally getting into his groove. If you could get 5 on every, it's going to be 4, but a very generous 4, I suppose.
I suppose. 4 and 7 twelfths.
Yeah. And
they're trying again.
They got Haskins still in the backfield. Snapped and looking over to the sideline once again, some hard count. Quick adjustment and finally snapped. Handoff and a fake throw, not going anywhere. Gain him maybe 1 or 2. It's going to be 3rd and 3.
Ooh, they got it going. The student section's all hyped up about it too.
Make it work. So it's going to be 3rd and 4. Critical play. Corum is now in the backfield relieving Haskins. 3 receivers on the left side. I wonder if they're looking to pass at all. Cade snaps it, handoff, breaks through, and it's going to be close. Let's see where they give it. Oh, it's not going to be enough. Going to be
you got to go for it. I think they're going to go for it.
You don't go for it. It's at the 50-yard line almost.
Cade's on the field.
I guess they are going for it. Cade and Haskin, come on out. Wonder what you think it's going to be a halfback draw? You think maybe a QB sneak? What do you think Harbaugh's
I would go for a fullback just dive. You've been bullying them all day.
Man in shotgun right there. That's kind of odd. McNamara snaps it. Handoff. He goes and he gets it. Wow, gutsy play. Pays off. Michigan, they're 2 for 3 on 4th downs so far. By the one where they didn't score, they were on the half-inch yard line. But Michigan extending this drive with 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd. Michigan leading 17-3. And it's going to be 1st and 10 as Corum now steps into the backfield. Michigan's really making use of
their running back.
This running game all game. Man in motion. Loose ball jumped on by, oh wow, that could have been dangerous.
Yes,
Michigan secures it, however. And that is a loss of 4 yards right
I wonder where that miscommunication went.
Miscommunications, yeah. Here's Michigan's rushing. 38 attempts for 252 yards. Compare that to their receiving, and they have 39 yards on 5 attempts. 5 completions, excuse me. So a bit more than that. But
yeah.
Still, like, very imbalanced.
Well,
no one in the backfield.
Wow, no one in the backfield. Here we go. Cade's time to shine.
Left.
Bubble screen.
Game clock's down to 3. Play clock. Looks for an open man in the pocket. Pressure thrown out of bounds. And let's see if that's, I guess it was close enough to Corum to make it a not.
There's no intentional grounding, so at least there's that. Well, here's Cade's time to shine. It's 3rd and 13.
Yep, 3rd and 13. You got to throw. I don't know if they'll pass it.
Are they going to play for the punt?
You shouldn't play for the punt ever. Corum in the backfield, 3 slot guys on the left and 1 on the right. Doing another hard count, but then looking to the side. We've seen this all game from Cade, and we just heard a pop.
Yeah, I wonder what that was.
Steps back, throws it, space, don't think he'll get it. He jumps in the air, and it's completely sacked. Wow, that went nowhere. Flag. Let's see if it's on Michigan or Washington.
Judy kicked him.
Oh, wow. Corum just leaps like a kangaroo. Got over 1 man, but
I think that might be on Corum.
I think so, too. He got the cleats involved. You can't be doing that. Let's see what the ruling is. Unsportsmanlike.
Oh, wow!
The defense, wow. Big break.
That's a
for
killer
Michigan.
right there.
It would have been 4th and 8. Now it's
and the purple mold is not like that.
Not at all. I'm curious to see what it was.
Yeah.
There was some taunting after. That's kind of dumb.
Oh, that's like, oh, yeah, never mind. He kicked him. He kicked him.
I didn't see a kick. I saw some taunting. But draw up, Haskins is running down the right side and is taken down for a gain of 8. Michigan's offense is rolling, and they are already in field goal range, looking to get maybe another touchdown. It's 2nd and 1 as 12 seconds left in this third quarter. I wonder if Michigan will try and get a playoff. They will not. They head to the bench. And at the end of the third quarter, 45 minutes into the game, 15 left, Michigan leads by 2 touchdowns, 17-3.
I mean, the game is
in the big house under the lights.
The game seems as though it might be ending. It's almost there, but like Michigan needs to show some signs of interest. It's been a pretty boring win for the Michigan Wolverines, and this is how they win.
Yeah. What adjustments do you think Michigan might want to make, if any? Any adjustments?
What adjustments can you make? Be better passers?
I guess, but I guess it's a good sign for the team that they won't need these adjustments. Go figure. But I guess if it were me, I'd try and do some more mid-range passes. We've only seen a handful of them, and they've worked.
I've seen 4 all game.
And it worked twice.
Half the time.
Yeah.
They're finally doing the Blues Brothers song.
Yep. The band is getting rowdy, and the top of the student section is starting to clear, but a majority of the lower bowl is still here. Fun fact about the Big House, it was originally engineered with room for expansion for up to 200,000 seats.
Really?
Imagine that. Michigan, the Big House is already the 2nd largest stadium in the world, only behind North Korea, and it could potentially be
Wait, North Korea has the largest one?
They do.
They did just build that for fun?
Yeah, not for fun. You will go to the camps if you do not attend those national rallies, yes.
No, it's for celebration.
For celebration.
For celebration of sport.
Yes, exactly. Sport and peace on the United Korean Peninsula. But the largest in the free world is right here in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yes.
Some people, some motor speedways are a bit bigger, but if you ask me, that's not really a stadium because it's not fully enclosed.
What stadium is North Korea's? Is it basketball?
It's soccer.
Soccer?
Yeah. But it's soccer, but they also do all their pep rallies there. Pep rallies is not the best choice of words, but
I mean, celebrations and ostentation and
yeah. So Michigan is going to get the ball on the
prosperity showcases.
Yeah, it's going to be 2nd and 1 on the 25, and we're switching sides too. So Michigan is barking at the end zone, likely to get at least a field goal bearing a turnover, if not 7 on this drive.
Well, here you go.
I'm curious during this
Steve
timeout,
Hutchinson. Hey, there's my friend on the Jumbotron. Let's go.
Look at that. I'm curious during this timeout, over the next couple of games, which one do you think is going to be toughest for Michigan?
Over the next, how many weeks?
I don't know. Let's say the next month and a half.
Probably Wisconsin. Wisconsin's going to be a tough game for them. Are
you sure they lost, though?
Yeah, they lost, but Graham Mertz, murdered Michigan the other year, the other year. That's got to be a hard game for anybody.
Yeah, you're right. And finally, at last, Michigan's offense comes on the field. 15 minutes left on the game clock. 2nd and 1 as this media timeout comes to a close. And Michigan is looking to extend their lead, only giving up 3 points already in this game and scoring 17. Still sticking with Cade. I'm curious in this fourth quarter if we see any adjustments.
Yeah. All right.
Cade in the backfield with Haskins. Shotgun formation.
There's ever a time to make a play-action pass.
Yep. Snaps the ball. Handoff. Haskins breaks through the line. Oh, I got fooled too. He stuck with it. And that'll be a first down.
What, like the
That
Red
was
Sea?
so convincing, it fooled me up in the
I
booth.
saw it the whole time, but the Red Sea had parted. They all went with against him, and then
Yeah, and that's going to be a 10-yard gain for McNamara hanging on to it. Very tricky play right there. Couple of substitutions by Washington. And it's going to be 1st and 10 on Michigan, on Washington 16. Michigan looking to maybe get a touchdown here. Caden shotgun, hands it off, this time for real. Corum breaks through the line, goes to the 6, and is taken down. It'll be 1st and goal.
He's so good, so quick, and so ready to burst.
Yes. First down, Michigan, and it's going to be 1st and goal. Michigan just needs to keep it rolling. Timeout for a defensive player.
Injured player?
Injured player, possibly.
What?
Let's see. Corum has 17 rushes, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a 67-yarder. This is a career game for him. Let's see if they go with him now.
154 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wow.
Haskins in the backfield, so they won't be going with him on this drive.
They can't give him 3 touchdowns. I can't add to my fantasy totals for the day.
You have a college fantasy league?
I believe so.
Hand off to Haskins. Has space. Going into the end zone. Touchdown! Haskins scores for the first time tonight. And all 3 touchdowns have been rushing touchdowns.
Tracked me to the pylon, and he was 5 feet behind him. There's just nothing you can do.
He had a great cut, got around the line. He had a fake cut like he was going to go in the A gap or the B gap, but then took it outside beyond the left side.
Look at all these fans that are still here in the 4th quarter, and like
phenomenal.
What is technically a blowout.
At this point, it might be crossing that territory.
And even then, so most of the people who are leaving are Washington fans.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Michigan fans want to see a win over a big
Here comes the exodus.
Kick is up, and that one's booming. Always amazed by Moody's leg.
Yes. Now here comes the exodus.
Yeah, you see some students leaving. Still pretty
No, the
packed.
students are the ones staying.
Michigan with that, it's 24-3. I think this might be enough for Michigan to be ranked, assuming this holds.
Yes, I think they'll be ranked. I just don't know how high.
You think, like, I say anywhere between 20 and 25.
That's about right. That's probably what they are.
So sub 25, not sub 20. Michigan just needs to keep this momentum rolling. Next week, Northern Illinois, hopefully for Harbaugh, shouldn't be a challenge that is a signal of a lot of problems. If it is, that'll be their final out-of-conference game this season, and it shouldn't be. Ideally, it should be less difficult than this one because this is like a Power 5 team, but you never know with those things.
Yep.
13:56 remaining. Barely took 1 minute off the clock in their drive in the 4th quarter. And Moody's going to kick it off. Every kickoff for him has been a touchback. Let's see if he continues. And Giles Jackson is going to be out back for the return.
Boy, here they go.
Booming leg
goes do it.
Beyond the end zone, almost through the uprights. Wow.
Almost to the stands. It was like right at the bowl.
Yep. First and 10 Washington on the 25. That's a very familiar location for them. They have started several drives with a touchback. And Michigan is looking, the defense is looking to just get in a holding pattern. Just don't let up. I know you're up by 3 touchdowns, but
the sooner you get the ball back, the sooner you can run the ball and the sooner you can get out of here.
You are right about that. First play, and it's going to be a stop for no gain. That was a handoff to 87, Cade Otten, the tight end. And there's a flag on the ground, though. We got some laundry. Let's see what they call it as. Zebra's having a bit of a powwow there. I didn't see anything, so I'm curious to see what it is. Personal foul on the defense. Unnecessary roughness right there. That is a killer for Michigan. It is on DJ Turner. So it's on. Let's see that replay. I don't know if I'll say that's unnecessary roughness, but oh well. It's going to push them back ahead much further. It's now 41-yard line, 1st and 10 for Washington. They're almost moving the ball better through penalties than they are through rushing or throwing. Drops back in the pocket, throws deep, wide open, connected onto the 30-yard line of Michigan, and that is a huge gain for the Huskies.
Wow.
Giles Jackson, of all people, too.
Oh, wow. And there you can hear the boos.
You can. Not a fan favorite in this crowd.
No.
Michigan's line is still holding on, but the secondary is struggling a little bit. Another snap and a drop back, looking for a man. Pressure applied. He's got to go for a run and slide for a gain of 5. Moore is hanging on to it. Gain of 3. So it's going to be 2nd and 7 on the 23. So they're in field goal range, but I don't think a field goal is going to cut it. Handoff, gain of maybe 1 or 2 at most to Richard Newton. Just stuffed right up the middle of the line. 3rd and 6. This would be a huge play for Michigan. A stop here would either force a field goal and maybe clinch the game, or a risky 4th down conversion. Neither of them are ideal for the Huskies. Crowd's getting loud. The student section's starting to clear out. You can see some of the seats finally. In shotgun formation for Morris. Drops back, looking for a man. Throws it deep to the end zone, and it's caught.
Wow.
Touchdown.
Wow. What a catch.
Terrell Bynum finds some, not too much space, only a foot or 2, but he made the most of it. Number 19, Rod Moore, was on him for Michigan and just unable to, he stuck with him, just unable to break it up. Heads up play, first touchdown of the season for the Huskies. That was big. That's going to keep them in this.
Yeah. I mean, they're in it. It's a 14-point game, 2 touchdowns. They just got to be perfect. That's all they have to do.
Peyton Henry's gone for the kick. It's up, and that one's good. So it's now a 14-point game with 12 minutes left. Michigan, they have 2 goals here. Number 1, which would be ideal, is just score.
Shoot something.
Even if a kick, field goal would be good. If they can't do that, at least take off a good 5 minutes of the clock.
Yes.
And this is where their rushing strategy is going to come in handy.
2 billion%. You're correct, sir.
Yep.
What's it like to be right all the time?
I am certainly not right. You, of all people, should know my hot takes do not pan out. You should know my fantasy football team is not very
Says the
good.
guy who has Antonio Brown and Gronkowski.
On the bench. On the bench. If I were really all-knowing, I'd put them both in.
You're all-knowing, Bressler.
I'm not all-knowing. I just like
I'm like
the
80% certain you're probably
Liking
God.
a good team is not all-knowing. Liking Tom Brady and Mike Evans and Antonio Brown's.
That's just a safe bet.
Look at that. They got Phil Krabs, the Michigan kicker from 1999 to 2003.
What a grab.
He got a game-winning kick the last time Washington played Michigan. Look at that. That's a lot of fun. He came on out. I wonder if he knows Tom Brady. He overlapped for 2 seasons with him.
I wonder, he probably has his number.
I hope so. Yeah, my fantasy football team, thanks to someone who is sitting next to me right now, I'm in 4 fantasy leagues. Thank you very much, Andrew.
Is that how many you're in?
Yeah, I'm in 1 other one, and you pushed me to do 3 with you.
Well, I pushed you to do one of the other ones.
It's annoying because I have players on both sides of pretty much every game.
I have 4.
So I don't know who
I'm
to
in
root
5.
for.
I have 4 I actually pay attention to.
Yeah.
One of them I didn't even know I was drafting for a super flex until the 16th round.
What's a super flex?
You can put a quarterback. So
Quarterback?
that's why I was like, it was like in the middle of it. I was
Did
like,
Josh Allen go like round 3?
Yeah, and I was like, why are there no quarterbacks in round 10? And then I realized like, oh, it's a super flex.
I was doing a league with some high school buddies, and a guy took Josh Allen 6 overall. No super flex, only one QB. Just made no sense. I'm like, what? He liked Josh Allen, I guess, and I'm sure you could sympathize with that.
Yes.
So
love Josh Allen. Good guy.
12 minutes, 4 seconds remaining in the game, 24-10. And at last, the floodgates of the student section have really opened up. It's about half empty now, and people continue to leave. 24-10, Michigan up by 2, but it's not quite over yet. They will take possession after this media timeout ends. But love to see the fans after a year and 2/3 of no big house, no packed fans at the big house. It is really heartening to see this.
I agree.
The opposite of disheartening, I guess. I don't know if that's a word. But both me and Andrew and everyone else at WCBN Sports, from our sincerest bottom of our heart, we thank you for spending your Saturday evening with us. We know ESPN radio is covering this. We know ABC television is covering it, but we appreciate you spending it with us.
Yes, it's been quite the ride today.
Absolutely. Kickoff is up.
There we go.
And that one's going deep. And Michigan's making a return at it. Corum has it, breaks to the 30 and is brought down.
Can Corum get 200?
What is he at now?
154, I still think.
So
what's the college football record?
Oh, it's way high. I could pull it up if we have a lull in play.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Let me see what is it?
This is probably a team record. No, it's Samaje Perine. 427 yards.
Really? That is incredible. How many touchdowns did he have that game?
I'm going to look this up.
In the
Samaje
Cade hands it off.
6 touchdowns.
Gain of 3 for a rush. Oh, Edwards is in for the first time. That's probably good to see him getting some touches. We saw him a little bit last week, but waiting till 12 minutes left in the game to bring him in now. Assuming the result holds, Michigan will be 2-0 on the season. They will extend their lead or their record on night games to 8-2. They will extend their career game. Screen pass from Cade, and it goes for maybe a yard or two. Maybe a loss of a yard, actually. It's 3rd and 7 now.
They just don't trust Cade.
It doesn't seem to be so. When he does throw, he's doing these screen passes, and I'm intrigued because last week he was going deep. Is that just because of Ronnie Bell?
Yeah, no, it's because they were playing Western Michigan.
I guess that too, but it's not like Washington secondary is a powerhouse, a dynamo. They're not Alabama.
We'll tell you after the play.
Okay, snap and a drop back, looking for an open man. Intended for Corum and can't find him.
Nah, just no guy. It's a lot like when you're playing tennis. You know, sometimes you're playing a guy who's just worse than you, and you just inherently play worse.
Yeah, so it's going to be 4th and 7, and that was – they finally started throwing it.
Yeah.
The one time they need a burn clock. What's up with that? A lot of questions tonight for the Michigan coaching decisions. And with that, we got the kicker, puncher on the field. And one man deep for Washington on the 20-yard line. Flag. Let's see, it's a delay game, I believe. And that isn't actually going to be that big of a deal, probably. Delay game offense. It's going to be 5-yard penalty, so it's 4th and 12. Not a huge thing. And now Michigan, for those tuning in, it is 24-10. And 10:25 left. So the game isn't out of hand yet. It's only a 2-touchdown game. But Michigan is in the driver's seat. However, Washington will get possession after this punt. In the air, has a lot of hang time, goes to the 5-yard line, 10-yard line, and he's instantly brought him down on the 18. Huge play for Michigan. That'll pin Washington, make them drive down the field. Even if they end up scoring, they'd likely burn a lot of clock. I'm just befuddled why Michigan didn't rush it that last drive. It was working so well for them. Plus, you want to burn clock.
No, that was great. You're not wrong. You're not wrong with this analysis. You're not wrong with that analysis. Michigan, I don't know what their plan is. They need to figure out what they're doing. They do this all the time. It seems as though they just don't know when to really put their foot in the throat. They always seem to have like really close wins, and they never look exciting. In Ohio State, that's what they do in spades. Is what they do. If they're ever going to compete with Ohio State, they have to be more exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Ohio State, I think there's a lot of optimism on this team that at least I haven't felt since opening day kickoff against Minnesota last season. Michigan, then they went to Minneapolis. Won big against Minnesota, was ranked 18 at the time, and there was a lot of excitement, and it was just downhill from there. But I think that excitement is slowly building up. I know Washington is not ranked right now, but assuming they can hang on, it will be 2 straight convincing wins, including a Power 5 win, and you should never discount a Power 5 win.
No, you shouldn't. I mean, Washington's still a decent defense. It's like the fact that Michigan is running so well on them is important.
Yeah, and for those tuning in, we're still on a media timeout. I see the executive at ABC like to milk
operative
these
words.
commercials.
Operative word. Still.
Yeah, there's been quite a few of them, and they've been quite long. But for those just tuning in, 10 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the game. Michigan is up by 14. It's 24-10, and it'll be 1st and 10, and Washington's gonna take the ball at their own 18. So they got a lot of field to go, not too much time.
That man was headbanging a little too early. Poor guy.
Yeah. And this is where the students are leaving. They can't take the immediate timeout. And the few that are staying are starting to move up. You see that too a little bit. But outside of the student section, a lot of the fans are staying. I'm curious if there's anything the university or the athletic department could do to really incentivize students to stay the whole game. Makes a huge difference in performance to have them there, but especially in kind of games like this, you see them leave.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's staying, which is incredible to me.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they could do like discounted food or something, like
They
only
should.
the 4th quarter.
They
So you
should.
kind of have to stay at least until then, or I don't know.
I
Maybe
think they might close food at this point.
Yeah, or maybe what they could do is like make you validate your ticket and you get bonus points for staying the
Who
whole
knows?
game. I don't know. Just some ideas. But once again, we got Morris in the backfield, dropping back in a pass. Thought he had a hand on it, no dice. And Cade Otten unable to bring it down. Ross was playing tight man, and Ross has been a real highlight of this defensive unit. Hutchinson and Ross. Hutchinson providing the pressure, Ross getting tight man and stopping the run. Another drop back from Washington. This throw is caught for a gain of 5, and it's brought down pretty quickly. Get into Giles Jackson. A lot of boos from the crowd. They do not appreciate him anymore, is what I'm trying to say. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Crucial play for Washington. Are they in 4th down territory? Down 2 possessions, 9 minutes left. Drop back. Throws it. And it'll be a
Good
catch and a
catch.
first down. So I guess that makes that question moot. And the clock will stop for the first down. I always forget in college they have that. Just seems so unintuitive compared to the NFL. But 9:25 left in this game, and it's 1st and 10. Washington trying to march it down and make it a one-possession game. Crowd is getting loud here. Once again, another drop back from Morris.
Design
And he's
bootleg. There's a
rolling
hold.
out, flag on the play.
Desi-
He runs out of bounds.
That's a hold.
It's going to be a hold on offensive hold.
A whole offensive holding.
Okay. Zebras are conferring at the moment, but according to our expert, Andrew Miller, it will be an offensive hold.
The zebras as they grouse at the water.
Look at that. Michigan has 287 rushing yards, 51 for Washington. But then it's reverse on passing.
They have
221 passing for Washington and 44 for
Yeah, but those are like dirty
Michigan.
passing yards. Like they're like
Michigan doesn't have that much more total yards than Washington, but they're up by 14. Guess Washington just unable to punch it in. It's going to be 1st and 20. Dropping back, looking for an open man, finds him, and he'll get down for a 15-yard gain. Wide receiver Terrell Bynum. And it's going to be 2nd and 7, so that's a gain of 13 on that play. Dropping back for another pass, finds a man for a gain of maybe 1 or 2, finds Taj Davis on a slant route. Not very far, however, and Michigan defense is going to have to prove themselves here. It's 3rd and 4.
And even more so. Tick, 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 tick. You got 8 minutes.
8 minutes, clock is running. I would say it's probably 4th down territory. Doesn't depend on how close it is. But you can't punt it to Michigan and hope to get it back twice. On the road, playing with Michigan's run game being as dominant as they can.
And with
they
the
could
stadium still being
just
packed.
melt the clock right off. 3rd and 4. Snapped and he drops back. Hand on him, but he runs. He goes for the first down and he gets it.
What a
Dylan
scramble.
Morris
Great
comes in
scramble.
clutch, scrambles for a gain of 10 yards.
Good coverage by the
And it's
Michigan
1st and 10 now.
by the Michigan defense. They just their spy was just a little off center.
Michigan's secondary made a good job. Just Michigan's pass rush just couldn't get to him in time. And another snap by Morris. He keeps throwing. Finds it on the left side over to Davis, and he hauls it on in.
All these possession catches inside the
Excuse me, that was Giles Jackson. Everyone's
and they
favorite here in
boo.
the big house. How could I confuse them?
And they boo.
Yeah. It's got to be another 1st and 10. And these quick drives is what Washington needs to maybe come out on top. Another drop back. Looking for a man. Wide open is Jackson, but he dives and can't reach it. The throw is a little bit wide right, up the middle. So it's now 2nd and 10. Fortunately for Washington, that does stop the clock. And 7 minutes, 13 seconds remaining in this game. And it is 2nd and 10 as Michigan leads by 14, 24-10. Morris in the backfield with a running back. I'm unsure if they'd like to run it with so little clock left. Drops back, thrown and tipped. Almost picked off, but unable to reel it in as Michigan.
Yeah.
It was Brad Hawkins was close to it, but he
Brad
couldn't
Hawkins has
bring it in.
been probably one of the better players all day. Just being glue. Oh, well, that was even, like, close to the receiver.
Yeah, it was tipped, though. That's why.
It was tipped, but it was also like, it was tipped.
It was
at
tipped
the line.
at the line, yeah.
Oh.
So it's now going to be 3rd and 10. This is going to be tough. A 4th and long with 7 minutes remaining. Down 2 scores. You need points here. You don't need a field goal. You need a touchdown. Morris in the backfield. Has Newton behind them. Shotgun. Snaps it. Quick throw. Up in the air. Incomplete. Intended for Giles Jackson up the middle. It'll be 4th and 10. This could be the ball game right here. He's even booed when he drops it. They just don't like hearing his name over the loudspeaker. 4th and 10. Washington has the ball on Michigan's 44, so well beyond field goal range, not even like they would try it anyway. And Michigan's fans are up and loud and rowdy. Snap, drop back, looking, Michigan with pressure, up in the air, almost picked, but incomplete. And Michigan gets out of this. Turnover on downs as Washington fails to make it past the 45-yard line. And Michigan might have just won the game right there. Hate to count my chickens yet, count the Wolverines' chickens. But 7 minutes left, up by 2, and the ball, and an elite running game. It's looking very good for the Wolverines. 24-10, and what do you know, another media timeout.
Yep, well, what are you going to do?
Once again, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight, joining your evening. I know this is late. We're probably not going to get home till like 12:30.
Nope.
This guy, Miller, he's crashing with me in my place.
Yes, sir. It's going to be a fun night.
Should be a lot of fun. Tune in next week. We have Charlie Brigham and Nabil Baig and I believe
Zach Winfield, Joshua Tenzer.
Linfield's not doing it. Tenzer's not. I know Dennis.
Amir, good call.
So they're doing it tomorrow or next week. It's a noon tip-off game on the 18th. I am looking forward to being a spectator for the first time all season. I had my cousin's bat mitzvah last week, so I couldn't go there, and I'm in the booth tonight. But I'll be back in the booth for the Rutgers game, and I'll be going on the road to Wisconsin. But it has been a real pleasure calling with you, Miller.
It's been a real pleasure with you, too, but we still got 7 minutes to fill, sir.
7 minutes left. Last time we called the football game together, bright and sunny Orlando, Florida, against possibly one of the greatest college football dynasties ever, Alabama. Michigan kept it close, unable to win, however. I would be curious. I'd love to see some comments in the chat if you guys got any restaurant ideas.
There is Spots, and there is Joe's, and there is NYPD. That's about it, buddy.
Yeah. Pizza House, they're open late.
And Pizza House.
They're going to be packed, though.
Yeah, they are.
The thing is, all the places that are open are just going to be swamped, especially with the night. Like, they're already swamped on Saturdays.
Yeah, well, the time we get home, and then we got to drop our equipment off.
Do you need to move your car, too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But we could take the car and go wherever.
We can. You want to go to like a 24/7 McDonald's?
We'll find something to do.
Get a chicken sandwich from Popeyes?
We'll do something.
Yeah. But this has been an electric environment. I mentioned this earlier, but for those listening at home, I would recommend looking up a video of the halftime show.
Oh, yes.
It was phenomenal. Nothing short of breathtaking. A very moving tribute to the American spirit and American resilience and those who lost their lives on 9/11 and the aftermath. And phenomenal job by the Michigan world-famous marching band. Okay, so finally the media timeout concludes. Michigan leads 24-10. They take possession back. 7 minutes, 1 second remaining on their own 44. Handoff as expected.
There you go.
And there it goes. Haskins makes room, first down.
There you go.
This is just how they want to do. Now milk the play clock all the way down if you're Michigan. Try and get this as far down as they can. Ideally, a scorer would ice it, but even if they can't punch it in the end zone or get a kick, if they could take 3 or 4 minutes off the clock, that is, for all functional purposes, over. So assuming this result holds, Michigan will go on to Northern Illinois next weekend at home with a 2-0 record. Would be huge for Michigan if they could start Big Ten play undefeated. Another handoff to Haskins, tripped up at the line. He'll get 1 or 2 yards. For Michigan, that's not much of a disappointment, frankly, that he got tripped up.
Yes. Well, the clock keeps running, and the game keeps going, and Michigan's going to keep running as well.
You are correct about that.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, we'll go.
And it's 2nd and 8 on Washington's 38. Hassan has 1 touchdown, 134 yards. Both Hassan and Corum have something to be proud of tonight. Man in motion in the backfield. Handoff to Hassan. He breaks through the line in, room to run, first down, and he's taken down at the 26. Another 12-yard rush.
There you
He
go.
is moving. I'm curious, could you pull up what his average is?
Hassan Haskins.
Let me see if I got it on my computer.
Michigan.
Haskins, he's averaging 5.6, but he has 24 attempts.
Really? 24?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Corum, on the other hand, is averaging 9.1 on 17 attempts, but I believe that's inflated by a 67-yard touchdown. Corum's longest run of the night is only 20. I'm curious to see if Edwards gets in there, too. He was very great last week, but so far they've only used him on 1 play. Another snap, another handoff. Like clockwork, he gets 3 or 4 yards up the side, and Michigan is milking off the clock. It's already under 5 minutes. I'd be surprised if they don't get this under 2 minutes before they punch it in. 2nd and 5 on the 22. Michigan is minutes away from winning this out-of-conference matchup. I call it like a Rose Bowl rematch almost. Whenever a Big Ten team plays a Pac-12, we saw one of those in Columbus. And fortunately for Wolverines fans, the Pac-12 won that one.
Yep.
And if Michigan wins this, they'd be ahead of Ohio State for the first time in a long time. I'd be curious, I'm sure.
For the first time since the Rashawn Gary era.
Was that it? Wow.
Remember that time Michigan was 4th in the rankings and it came down to Michigan was above in the rankings against Ohio State, but was still the underdog?
Yeah. Haskins with another run there. It's 3rd and 3 now. They're just milking the clock. I'm not surprised if he almost runs into the opponent.
I'm surprised the amount of fans who are still here. I got to be honest with you.
Student section's half full. Everyone else is still pretty packed, except like the Washington section. But
the Washington Mole is still all together.
3rd and 3 with 3 minutes, 38 seconds left. Really milking down the play clock. Down to 5, snapped. Another handoff. He brings it up for a yard or 2 short of the first down. Let's see where they spot it. They might get a lucky one, but it'll be close. But regardless, they could get the ball down, the clock down to 3 minutes, under 3 minutes.
This is going to be a sweet victory, Bressler.
And it's a first down, so clock stops, but fortunately they'll get 3 more plays. Michigan might be able to ice it. 1st and 10 on the 17. If they're cautious, they could totally run it and maybe knee it. I'm curious to see if Washington even uses their timeouts. At this point, is there even any hope? 3:09 as Cunningham's and a timeout called by Michigan.
Boo.
Or excuse me, by Washington. That is odd.
I'm sure the fans aren't liking that one.
Wait, why did Washington call it? If you're going to call a timeout, do it before they run out the clock.
Yeah, I don't know.
They burnt a good 35 seconds on the clock before you called timeouts. I guess they didn't like what they saw. That just befuddles me, too. There's a lot of coaching decisions. There's a reason I'm up here, though, and they're down on the sideline. WCBN outside of football, we have some other fun sports coverage coming your way. We're covering a soccer game against Chicago State on Monday. Men's soccer, we have our best
the core
soccer
strength on that
broadcast.
woman.
Oh, wow. That is impressive. We have Tinzer, Joshua Tinzer, one of our best soccer broadcasters, covering that game, so definitely tune in. And Steve McGregor will be with him down from the Soccer Stadium. That will be Monday night, and then we're planning on doing another volleyball game next Friday on the 17th, and then obviously we'll be doing the Michigan football game. So that's just a brief Michigan programming update from WCBN Sports.
Yes.
Additionally, we're doing some daily sports reports over the FM airwaves.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Anywhere from Detroit to Lansing, you could pick up 88.3.
You going to make it back into the studio anytime soon for the DSRs?
Unfortunately, no. I hate to get into it now, but I'll tell you about it later. It is not very fun. But we're recording virtually. We'll be safe. And believe me, I'm going to talk about Tom Brady on Monday, so you want to listen to that. I believe there's going to be some yelling. If you want to see me yell about Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, 88.3, 6 p.m. Monday. You know where to listen. We got some new voices, too, a lot of freshmen and sophomores.
That's exciting.
Joined the station. I'd love to get their thoughts on Tom Brady.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Promptly excommunicate them if they don't agree with me. I was joking. Someone introduced himself as a big Brady and Buccaneers fan. I'm like, you're officially the new co-executive director. Brigham is out. He has been replaced. But we do have NFL football tomorrow. It is going to be a lot of fun. I am glad that the Bucs have already played. It takes a weight off my shoulders. But I'm excited for this Patriots-Dolphins game. For the first time in a long time, there's a rookie quarterback. I believe this is the first time ever with a rookie quarterback under Belichick. Is that right? Rookie quarterback to start game one. I'm like 95%
Vinny would be the last guy who wasn't Bledsoe.
I think that was part of the intrigue about when
Was there anyone before Vinny Testaverde?
I don't believe so.
In Cleveland?
Unfortunately, that was 10 years before I was born. Was for a team that now plays in
Baltimore.
Yeah. But yeah, the student section's emptying out. Anyone still there is in for the long haul. 3 minutes remaining. If Michigan plays their cards right, they could probably
just get it over with.
Washington only has 2 timeouts for some reason.
All you need is a first down and
first down and some kneel downs, and they'll be there. Man in motion, handoff to Haskins, right into the blunt force
there you
of
go.
the line. Moving forward, keeps on moving. Wow, that yards after contact, I guess, was huge. Went right into the brick wall and kept on pushing and ended up with 5 yards out of that.
You got to imagine the defenses just aren't trying anymore. They know what's up.
It's going to bring it down to 2 minutes, 10 seconds, and a timeout called by Washington.
Oh, my God. Wow.
So they are calling this, but Michigan could at least bring it down to under a minute and possibly get in the end zone, either of which would be, I don't want to jinx it, but at this point I think it's a 99.99% chance.
It's never over until the last seconds play. I'll tell you that much.
You're right. I know that all too well as a Michigan fan. Don't get me started on that Michigan State game from a couple years back.
The trouble with the snap?
You know it.
Yeah.
But there's a man down on the field. I wonder if they're going to charge a timeout even for this. He's back up. And some Michigan man, so I think Washington may have lucked out and gotten a free timeout. Put in a big public service announcement on the Jumbotron. Take your pom-pom home or return it to a designated container.
Do not litter in the big house.
Is it designated container? Is that referring to a trash can, or is that?
They probably have like a preferred to trash can because it's recyclable or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, they have so many social media
sure?
interns. They don't want those people to just have to go around and pick up pom-poms.
Another handoff to Corum, trying to get the outside edge, can't go anywhere. He's down. And another timeout, and with that, it is 22 minutes 28 seconds remaining. Second charge timeout for Washington. Only 1 left. They might be able to get possession back with a bit over 2 minutes left. But even so, that would take a miracle.
I'm doing the math. I believe that if Michigan gets the first down, the game is technically over.
You think so?
If they two-putt it.
It would be close. But regardless, if they score, even a field goal would likely, in all practicality, ice the game, even if Washington technically has a chance to get more points. This is a very big win for Michigan. Dare I say, biggest win for Michigan since they won under the lights against Notre Dame. They haven't had a win like this in a while. I don't know. Notre Dame was probably a bit higher ranked during that, and still a pretty big out-of-conference win. Another handoff to Corum. See if he gets it. He gets first down.
The fans are happy about that one, I'll tell you that much.
And it's going to be 2:23. Clock is going to start running as soon as they set the chains. First and goal. It's, I think, just barely not enough or too much time for them to knee it, but they could probably, with some strategic play,
with some strategic play. Yes.
What I don't get why, I know it's risky, but I don't get why teams don't just, like, give it to their fastest guy and have him run in the backfield to burn off some clock if needed. I know it's risky if you fumble it or get sacked or whatever. Hand off to Corum, and he finds the end zone straight up the middle. This game is over. Look at that. Michigan getting some more points. 3 for the night for Blake Corum, continuing to add to his incredible season. Corum has 171 yards, so not quite 200, but he still has 3 on the game tonight.
These are facts.
With that, assuming this kick goes in, it'll be a 21-point game, 31-10. And we look down to Moody. Kick is up, and this one is booming. Moody can make these in his sleep. His leg is phenomenal.
All right, now Washington trying to get their stuff in gear, trying to see if they can finally come back and win this game.
Absolutely. You gotta do some Hail Mary as a coach, but this Washington team, they're gonna go in with 2 losses in their first 2 games. The Huskies, it's not a great time for them.
No, not really.
So 31-10, a minute 48 remaining. Let's see who the Huskies play next. They play Arkansas State next week. I have a feeling they should be able to win that, but who knows? They lost to Montana.
Yeah.
Then they go on to play Cal. Then they play Oregon State. Then they play UCLA. Then Arizona, Stanford, Oregon, Arizona State, Colorado, and Washington State to close out the season.
Wow.
If these first 2 games are any indication, this might be a long year for them.
Yeah, I think so.
Moody's going to take the kick, a 148. Take as much air time as he can. It's up, and this one almost goes through the uprights. It's a little wide left, but had the leg. And with that, Michigan is going to go up 2-0. And let's look at some of the scores around the league for the Big Ten. They're singing Ohio State 28, Oregon 35. They're showing that on the Jumbotron, really getting the fans loud. And finally, the Sea of Maize is starting to get some, starting to dry up, I suppose, as fans return to their cars and maybe try and get a jump on their way back home or to the airport. The student section is almost completely dry. Deep pass on the left side. And somehow he reels it in. Wow.
And the clock will tick.
Terrell Bynum, perfectly played by Michigan Green, Jermon Green, but he brings it on in. So it's now on the 30-yard line. Wow. That was just what they needed if they want any chance at all. Another drop back pass, throws to the side, tipped, broken up, and a drop, so it will stop the clock. That first play was just what Washington needed if they were to come back. 129, ball on Michigan's 30, 2nd and 10. Any adjustments Michigan needs to make going forward?
Passing. They need to have
what
a
do you
passing
think they need to? You can't just make Ronnie Bell healthy. Like, who do you have fill his hole?
I mean, the guys look good. Cornelius Johnson looks really good. It's not the receivers that are the problem.
Yeah. And another drop pass, going to be 3rd and 10. That was intended for tight end Cade Otten on the Huskies. And with that, it's 3rd and 10, and this game is coming down to its final minutes. Michigan gets 2 more stops here. They can knee it and end the game.
Yeah.
Crowd's getting loud, even though it's a little bit thin. Waiting for the snaps. Clock is stopped because it wasn't complete. Morris snaps it, drops back, and he's sacked. Look at that huge play by number 55 for Michigan. That was a huge play as David Ojabo finally gets that sack there. Cuts through the line like butter. It's got to be 4th and 18. And the fans are getting loud. Final timeout used by Washington. Unless they get a touchdown here and then an onside and a touchdown and onside and touchdown, it's all but over.
How long do you think it takes to run to the end run from an onside kick to the end zone?
If you do a Hail Mary, you could get in 10 seconds.
Is that true?
Yeah. But knowing, obviously, it wouldn't happen because
I'm just saying, like, how much time would it take to do an onside kick per onside kick?
Onside kicks are pretty quick, actually, because they don't have hang time.
No, I'm talking about just to get onside kick to the end zone.
Oh. I don't know. You could do it in 20 seconds, I would imagine. This game's all but over.
Because time rolls over to kickoff. So, like, you could feasibly, if you have 0 seconds on the clock, you could score a touchdown, onside kick to another touchdown, to an onside kick to another touchdown.
Oh, you plan on running back. Here it is. Going for a pass. Final play of the game, potentially incomplete. And that'll be it. Turnover on downs. Michigan takes the field, likely with victory formation, as they lead 31-10 in this resounding win under the lights with the maize out at the Big House in Ann Arbor.
Bold move. Let's see how Washington responds here.
I don't think there's any response at all. They could only just stand there and watch. 51 seconds remaining. Cade Cunningham gonna come on out. Get his knee lit. Team looks pretty ecstatic. The fans look pretty ecstatic. The ones who have stuck around, at least. Anyone sticking around now's not leaving. They're seeing the whole thing. Michigan, surprisingly, not in victory formation. What's up with this? He's in shotgun. What is up with this? They hand it off to Leon Franklin. This is dangerous. Like, what if they fumble it? Why are they not doing a victory formation?
They're just trying to get.
There's 33 seconds left.
Just trying to have fun.
I guess, but this is just so many absurd play calls that just behoove me. 19 seconds on the game clock, 10 on the play clock, so it's going to be one last play, and finally this is victory formation. Cade McNamara gets down on one knee, and that is the game. Michigan Wolverines go to 2-0 with a 31-10 win as Washington falls to 0-2, and they have a lot of questions they need to be asking themselves this next week. Michigan's in a pretty strong position, have a better record than Ohio State. This game was carried by their running backs. Mike Hart in the running back room has done a great job.
Yes.
And Corum ends the night with 3 touchdowns, 171 yards, a night he will not forget. Haskins ends 1 touchdown, 155, another night he won't forget. Beyond that, a little bit quiet on Michigan's offensive front.
Yeah.
But interesting to see that they stuck with McNamara even as the game got kind of out of hand. Wondering whether we will not see any J.J. McCarthy later in the season. But from Adam Bressler and Andrew Miller, it's been a real pleasure calling it with you, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Real privilege having you guys tune in. We know how many options you had tonight. But with that, Michigan wins. And good night and go blue.